Hello. We're back. Hello, hello. Oh, my emote explosion's working. Okay, let me adjust my camera. There we go. Hello. Heyo, heyo. How you doing? Welcome. We're back. And for the first time in forever, I'm not here with Elden Ring. Alright. 1 second. I don't know why my model's bugging out so much. Oh, I do. I don't have the proper lighting for my camera. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Alright. Let's see if my phone's flashlight will work for the night. There we go. Alright. So today I am back with some Jump King, which is only the second time I've played the game. The first time was probably like a month or two ago. So I am going to need a lot of refreshing. Alright. There we go. Oh, no. That's not what I meant to do. Alright. Starting rough. There we go. Thank you, Rosie. I'ma need it. I haven't played Jump King in so long. Yo, True, what's up? It's been a while. Oh, nope. How you been? Oh, I'm down again. Serves me right for picking up this game, but I didn't want to stream Elden Ring, and I really didn't know what to stream today. You got this? I'll try. This is the second time I've played the game, and this is after months, like 2 months, a month and a half of forgetting everything I've learned. Rage game in place of another rage game. Yeah. Well, to be honest, my last like 3-4 streams have been Elden Ring. Plus, I've shown up as a guest on Kikai's stream when he was playing Elden Ring, and once I was playing with him, and the other time, I was playing Elden Ring the whole time on my own. Just giving commentary during his open VC. So, essentially, the last, like, 5 streams I've been a part of for the entire stream have been Elden Ring related. I needed a break. Plus, whenever I'm not streaming, Elden Ring is literally the only... Like, if you were to find me on Discord, it would probably say 95% of the time, playing Elden Ring. I think it's time for a break. I needed to play a different game. Like... I played it once when everyone else started playing it, when it became the big thing. And I didn't get very far, so I stopped. But it was a bad build, or a build I didn't really like much. Because I wasn't good at dodging, and so I didn't have the best of luck. And then a friend played it so I came back to it with a different build, and then I got myself addicted. Jump King, good luck, thank you. I haven't played Jump King in so long. You know, I've just realized that this game's color scheme is not very helpful for the music. Let's move that down here. Luckily, most of this tree is literally full power jumping, so that I do remember from last time. So whenever I get to this tree, I can jump to the top of it in 3 jumps. Ooh, that was a close one. That wasn't. I've just realized my my music's not updating. Give me a sec. Hey there, Spotify. You wanna actually help me? Hello. Do you want to be useful? You do not. Alright, let me fix my music. Hello, XLR. Hello. Why does it not want to work? Crossbow! Hey, Moon, how you doing? It's fine. It's all stream music. Rosie, thank you for the gifted sub to Atlan. Thank you, thank you. Alright, I'm just gonna capture my Spotify. And let's cut that down. Just playing Jump King, testing my patience. To be honest, Jump King doesn't really test my patience that much, and if anything, what's testing my patience right now is the fact that my Spotify text was being annoying. But there we go. Let's just do that. Alright. Back to the game. Yeah, no. I played it once a long time ago on stream, but I haven't played it on stream, not because it was hard, but because I didn't think it was good content. Since I was not reactive to any of my fails, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, I do not really rage playing Jump King, no matter how much I fail. So I'm like, well, playing a rage game like Jump King and I'm not raging, that's not really interesting to stream, so I just kind of stopped. But I had some people tell me they wanted to see me play Jump King, so I decided I'd pull it out again. Yeah, Sosku falling, failing, there's silence, you hear meh, That's essentially how it was. It was like, oh, well, I fell again. Time to restart. Yeah, you get hyper focused, and it's just like, oh, you've fallen. Cool. Just time to go back to the beginning. Ah, okay. It's all good. I'm just getting used to the game again. Like, you might hear a little ah or a little, like, a little groan, and then it's like, okay, well, this dude's boring now. What? How uncivil of you? What do you mean? Oh, Moon, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Welcome to the Alliance. I also really wanted to stream because, well, aside from wanting to stream and liking streaming, I believe when I started stream, I was 5 followers away from 200, and I'm trying to get to 200 by the end of the month. Yeah. I think now I'm at, like, 2 away. I don't know, because I don't have my active Twitch pulled up, because on my 2 monitors right now I have my OBS and I have my game. But I looked at my numbers the other day, and I realized that 200's a big thing for a lot of people, so I thought I would try to get to 200 before May? We're in April, right? Yeah, before May. I figured it was a fairly reasonable goal. Yeah, forget. I don't have a concept of time or a concept of schedule whatsoever. If you ask me what day it is, I will pull up my phone. If you ask me what time it is, I will pull up my phone. Like, I cannot grasp any concept. Like, is it April? I don't know. Is it? Hey, we're down here. You'll pull a dice with the days of the week. Yeah, just, hey, what day is it? Rolls a dice. It's this day. Yes, cool. That's what I'm going with. Random time, exactly. Hey, do you got the time? Sure. Give me a number 1 through 24. And then give me another number 1 through 60. 8:52, that's the time. 8:52 a.m. Not helpful, but I'd have to pull up my phone or pull up my, or look at the bottom of my computer. Be like, okay, there's the time, because I don't know it offhand. But time I can understand. To memorize every single time and be able to know it at command is kinda, like, unheard of. But day, yeah, I don't pay attention to the day at all. Like, I saw someone say Happy Monday, and I'm like, it's Monday? I thought it was Tuesday. More efficient and always right. Looks at the sky, sees the sun, it's daytime. Yeah, fair enough. Hey, gorgeous, how you doing? I'm just playing Jump King for the first time in I don't know how long. Hey Giju, how you doing? Gambling god. His gambling legacy spreads here, even though I don't have anything to gamble on. How many fails? A lot. Because I've already failed countless times. And how many fails until rage? Well, that's going to be even higher because, like I said, I don't rage. Not on this game. Like, I've been stuck on this tree for the whole time that we've been streaming so far. And I haven't felt an ounce of tension. Hello, Ed. How you doing? Until exasperated sigh sounds. Yeah, it's just... okay, let's go. Oh, hey, my uptime works. Yeah, for the past 20 minutes, I've just been here. You will wait for the gambles. One day you'll gamble on everyone's stream. 20 minutes for a tree. Yeah. I mean, I started in the sewers, which is just above this tree, but I wanted to try to get used to the controls again before a stream, and I fell. So now I'm starting on the tree. Like, I made my first jump, and then I mistimed the second one and fell back to the tree. So I was above it when I started, but I'm not. And now I'm doing stuff like that. You could never play this game without losing your cool. Hello, Kota. How you doing? Yeah, losing... A lot of people play this game on stream because they lose their cool. I think I play because I won't lose my cool. At least, not for a while. Oh, hey, it's this ugly dude. You have to live up to the nickname Moon has given you. Alright, gambling god. Well, then I'll make sure someone lets you know if I ever pull up a prediction for the first time. You shall return. Take your time. I overjumped it. I overjumped that one a lot. He has to take care of his casino. Yeah, when are you gonna give us an invite, Danny? We all know you're running a casino behind the scenes. There we go. I think the easiest part about this game is recognizing patterns. Easiest one being if you can recognize when you're allowed to hold full power jumps, it gets so much easier because then you physically can't undershoot it. Like this tree, for example. Like here, I just held the jump button up until it forced me to jump. Same thing with here, and same thing with here. Those 3 jumps I can never miss because I hold the button until it forces me to jump. A full powered jump there. So once I get to the bottom of the tree, getting to the top is no problem. It's getting past the top. That's when it becomes an issue. Pro gamer. Not really. Just, I've always been fairly good with recognizing patterns. For 3 jumps, but still. Yeah, pro gamer for 3 jumps. I'll take that one. No! Too short. I think that's a full power jump as well. That, however, is not full power. But I can put extra power if I back up. There we go. And I'm back. Hello. Okay, we're back up here. Ow. I think my favorite part, and the part that probably annoys a lot of people, is whenever you make a little bit of a fall, it makes a faceplant sound. Ah. But yeah, I think that faceplant sound is what gets to a lot of people, because then they have to audibly hear every time they fail. Full power, full power, full power. Ah. Over jump. And right there, it looks like I fail that jump every time I jump from the right side to the left side from right here. Oh, I missed. But from right there. Because I purposely jumped down to the bottom just to reline up my 3 full powers in a row. Because if I can get myself to here, it's a lot easier than jumping from the ledge below me right now. And it's funny because it's a pattern game. Everyone says this is a rage game, and to a point, it is. It's a hard game. But if you can memorize the patterns and memorize how to control each jump for each pattern, you're golden, and you don't stress out at all, and the game just becomes 10 times easier. And that's probably why I don't rage at this game, because I can memorize where to stand and what patterns I need for each bit. Why does he have French tags? I don't have French tags. Twitch translates them, I see. So if you have it in Twitch, then that's what it's going to be. Yeah, Twitch is going to auto-translate my tags into French. Because I can understand English and English only, with very minimal Spanish and some French. But I haven't taken any sort of French class in I don't know how long. I have not tried Getting Over It, I do not have Getting Over It, and I know Getting Over It's 10 times harder because the controls for Getting Over It are 10 times harder. I can English? Not well, but I can. Enough to get by. But no, Getting Over It uses only the mouse, and I've seen the Getting Over It controls, and that's just so much harder than the controls in this game. But I have not played it because I do not have it, nor am I in any financial state to be buying games. I see gremlins. Lots of gremlins. Gremlins and squigglies. Wigglies, that's what they're called. Love the gremlins. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. This is full power. Go to the edge, full power, and we're back in the sewers. Easy. Now getting through the sewers I haven't managed to do, but I haven't gotten far up the sewers. Because I do stupid things like that. Or that. But it's not like it's a hard recovery, so... I love this bit here. This platform right here. It saved my life so many times. Oops. There we go. Oh, that was close. If I had fallen in this hole from the fall pattern I was taking, I was going to fall back to the very start of the game. And while it wouldn't make me rage, it would probably be one of those exasperated sighs, just... Oops. See, I think another reason I decided to play Jump King is because I've gotten better at talking during my streams recently. When I first started streaming, and when I first played Jump King, there was a lot of quiet bits because I've made it known many times, but I am not good at speaking. I have quite the big case of social anxiety, and I'm honestly surprised that I stream with that fact. So when I started streaming, when I'm playing a game like Jump King, which is really repetitive and really simple, I had no clue what to talk about because I was afraid that I wasn't interesting enough. And now all of a sudden, I'm just on and on and on, and I don't even remember when I've taken a break from speaking just this bit alone. Like, I just haven't stopped. So now it's like, okay, well, I can speak now. That's my point, Moon, is I've been speaking so non-stop today that it's just like, well, I'm getting better at speaking, so this is a game that I can see myself playing on stream now because I can bring up conversation with it somewhat naturally. Thank you for the hydrate. I should probably do that, especially since I'm speaking so much. Pro streamer, not on my life. Thank you. Hydrate complete. Thank you again. But yes, and this is probably the biggest advice that I can give to anybody who has started streaming. When you stream, as much as it may make you feel weird or awkward, look at your old stuff. Always look at your old stuff or look at the things you've done in the past. Because you'll notice the changes and you will notice your improvement. Like, a lot of people don't know this about me. When I started streaming, I didn't use a mic for the life of me. Like, I was so scared of talking and so scared of the whole streaming bit and, like, being interesting. I was micless. I turned my mic off. I didn't have a model. I just played my game and typed in chat. That is it. Let's see. Thank you for the sub, Glass Diva. You're a great streamer. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Not even yourself, especially yourself. You've had the support of many people, but never discredit yourself or your accomplishments. I'm proud of you and glad to be able to call you a friend. Thank you, Glastiva. I'm thank you for always being. I'm glad you have been support from the very beginning, as my first mod and as one of my closest friends. And hello, how you doing? And thanks again for the sub. And hello, Zikos, how you doing? But yeah, streaming has helped me a lot with my talking and my social skills. When I first when I first fell into the VTuber rabbit hole, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I started talking to people after I started streaming. I became a Twitter gremlin, and from then met a bunch of different people that I love talking to, love hanging out with. One of them I've met, and I mean, he's an amazing bird, even though he likes to accidentally time me out and get me addicted to rage games like Elden Ring. Zikos. But Zikos has helped me a lot. I mean, it's okay. Actually, speaking on being helpful, did you guys know that when I debuted, Zikos was the one I went to for most of my debut announcement. All of the I probably took up so much of Zikos' time. Like, I every single change I made to my debut announcement, I went to Zikos. I'm like, hey, does this look alright? Is this good? I'm just like, I was so worried that my announcement wasn't gonna look good, so every single time he gave me a change, I changed it, and I went back, and I'm like, hey, am I doing this right? And from then, I just loved hanging around. And honestly, I'm glad. I think, so, to be honest, I actually first encountered Zikos on one of Lumi's streams when I first met her. I think it was the second stream of Lumi's I ever saw. They were doing some sort of art collab. And thank you for the alert, Glastiva. And I didn't think much of it at first because I was still fairly new to the VTuber community, and I really didn't know many people. I was still under social anxiety. And then once I started talking to more people, I reconnected with Lumi and started hanging around more. And that's when I actually, can say I met Zikos, and that's when I started hanging around. And I'm honestly super glad I have, because it's been great. And I think my biggest change with that was the day I got addicted to Elden Ring. Because I clipped 4 times on Zikos' stream, and then it really made me want to play, so I decided to play. And every time I saw an Elden Ring stream on Zikos' Discord, I'm like, I need to watch this. This is going to be great. Why is my model frozen? Hello? All right. Hey, you wanna work for me? Why is my frames for my camera just dropped? The passion! It couldn't handle the passion! Let me relaunch, jeez. My frames just dropped and my VTube Studios froze. And now I can... Okay, there we go. I'm gone. Peekaboo. I'm disappeared. For the time being, have my original design PNG while I fix this. Alright, let's relaunch VTube Studio. Ah, Scuff, the essence of VTuber. Yes, this was my original design from... Their name is Rui. They helped And it was funny too, because I don't think they fully realized that this was going into PNG, so they got like super excited when they found out that it was a PNG, and it made me feel good that it made them feel good to be a PNG tuber parent. All right, now is my camera gonna work? It hasn't even connected. Yeah, I love making someone's day. Like, if I do something and someone, like, is genuinely happy about it, it makes me feel, like, so glad. Hello? Alright. Well, this is fun. I am not sure. I've just relaunched VTube Studio entirely, so we can have a frozen Sasku today. Hello, I'll just be sitting here in the corner. If it decides to work, it decides to work. This is fine. Everything's on fire. This is fine. Did you run it as admin? I am not sure how to do that or what that means. I haven't really had many issues with VTube Studio that I couldn't fix by just refreshing, so I don't know anything. But yeah, my camera's not... Let me model lock so that stops happening. I'm not even sure. Like, my camera's not even loading up this time. Right-click on software icon and run as an admin. I see. Oh, let's try that then. I don't know. Once I get to my desktop, my borderless window that I have to capture... Kikai, thank you for the subscription. Thank you, thank you. This is Sasku. Well, kind of. This is Sasku in whatever essence he can be. Because he's not here right now. I need to minimize my window. I don't know a keyboard shortcut to minimizing my window, so I might have to close the game entirely. Because I can't get to my desktop without. Because I am not as tech savvy as my family likes to think. Like, everyone in my house, whenever they have issues with their technology, they come to me. Because out of the people in my house, I am the most tech savvy. Like, I know the most about technology out of everyone in my house. But then I joined the VTuber community and joined everything I talked to online. Thank you. And yeah, it didn't work as well because the difference between oh yeah, it's definitely not. We have encountered technical difficulties, that's for sure. That is fine. I can't find run as admin. What? I am not sure. It is fine. This is fine. Let's try to reopen it one more time, and if it doesn't work, then we will just deal with it. Yes, scuffed is the only way. Long live Scuff. If you aren't scuffed, I will not call you a VTuber. At least, not a true VTuber. There we go. I mean, you know what? Since my model's frozen, it'll give me the opportunity to play around. This stream, I'll be over here. Hello. Scuff, scuff, scuff. Let's go. All right. And that's another thing. Once you can get used to Scuff, you're absolutely golden. Like, if this had happened to me, like 3.5, 4 months ago when I started streaming, I would have had a full-on anxiety attack. I probably would have been freaking out and, like, at the point where I kind of want to end stream. I feel fine. I'm laughing. This is just great. But if this had happened to me, like, my last Jump King stream, I would have wanted to end stream and been, like, having a full-on anxiety attack and feeling like I've failed. So, getting used to Scuff is an absolute golden turning point. Alright, back to the game. Screw trying to fix the model. I'll peek from the side today. Hello. And if it starts working, well then I'll just be side by side. Or up and down. Alright, back to the sewers. Ah, too far. Way too far. Oh, yay. Speed run. Back to the sewers. Alright, let's go. Never mind. Hey, it's Ugly Guy. I think that is the only point, unless it takes a while, that you will see me like sigh in just is if I fall back into that hole. And it's not even because I fell. It's because I don't like that guy. Because that guy is so just, like, passive-aggressive. Is the music playing? It should be. Do you guys not hear it? Yeah, music's playing. Alright. Cool. Good. Everything's working. Kind of. Sort of. Not my model. But that doesn't matter. It's just quiet. Oh, okay. I see. Hello, Ace. What's up? Why am I sideways? Long story short, VTube Studio doesn't want to cooperate with me, and I don't care to fix it right now, so I am a sideways PNG model. In short, I am making the best of fun times with Scuff. I am learning. I am progressing. That was too close. I am learning how to deal with Scuff in ways that don't involve anxiety. I'm training my core. Exactly. I'm doing some workout. And now, we climb the tree yet again. And honestly, lately, I've been getting better at not, like, restricting myself on time for streams. On top of talking, like, when I started, I was streaming 2 hours, maybe 2:15, 2.5. Like, that was it. I didn't want to do any more. Like, I was subconsciously forcing myself to cut off. Lately, I've been, and while it's sometimes good to have a schedule, I like to stream. I want to stream more. I don't want to force myself to stop streaming at certain times. So I've kind of just been forgetting about the timer. Like, it's amazing that we've already been streaming for 45 minutes. Or almost 50 now. So I've just been cutting off and just losing myself in the enjoyment of the stream. So I just keep streaming. Which is probably why I only forcibly cut myself off on Elden Ring streams, because it's Elden Ring, and I will get addicted and I will play forever. But even then, I went to like closer to 3 hours on that last Elden Ring stream, I think. Oh, I've fallen again. Elden Ring, exactly. Which, I am at a very bad standstill on Elden Ring. Because for open world, I get lost and don't know what to do. And I'm pretty sure I should be farming and grinding. Because, and this is actually the same stream where I started getting addicted to clipping on Zikos' channel. I'm stuck on the Godskin Duo boss. I kind of like sped run through, and so I'm stuck on the Godskin Duo, and that whole Dragon Temple in itself is like really difficult. The only reason I got to the boss is because I ran past the enemies. The Foreskin Bros, yeah. And they are just a pain in the ass, even with a +10 Mimic. My honest thought, Zikos, was to copy your Weeb Sticks build. Just because I couldn't figure out how to pass them. I was tempted to just respec my points, grab the Blood Katana, and just try to fight him that way. Because I am so stuck on the Godskin Duo. I'm like, let's see. The only reason Zikos passed this so quickly was because he switched to this build. Maybe I'm gonna switch to this build. I didn't. I just ended up quitting the game, but... Oh, and what happened to me, Rosie? VTube Studio acted up, so I'm just gonna train my core and sit sideways for today. But yes, the cheese. Like, I already got a Mimic +10, but I'm like, you know what? I might just pull the Weeb Sticks. Though I do have, if I can level up my intelligence to 60, I do have a spell that most guides say are like the best spell to have against these dudes, and a flask tier that doesn't consume FP for like 10 seconds. So if I can get my Mimic to take their attention and then get to the other side and start spamming that spell. Especially since I have the highest damage staff in the game. Oh yeah, Rivers of Blood Katana, Mimic, and Bleed. It's honestly probably how I'm gonna go about things if it doesn't work out. Like, I am honestly so stuck. Like, I don't get... I mean, I understand some people get the satisfaction of doing it the hard way. I just get the satisfaction from playing the game. Like, I have died so many times in the beginning. My satisfaction doesn't come from beating a hard enemy. It comes from knowing how far I've come and going back to old areas and then being like, hey, I can actually survive in this spot now. Like, when I first played before I got addicted and stopped playing, I was a samurai and I didn't have magic, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not well with the dodging. Probably because I never paid attention to my weight and was fat rolling the entire time. But it annoyed me, and I'm just like, I can't. So I kind of stopped. And then I wanted to play it again because I watched Z play it. And I'm like, you know what? Let's give it another try. And I actually knew what I was doing this time, and now I've killed plenty of dragons and plenty of other bosses. I killed the giant serpent. That was actually a fairly easy boss to go through. Yeah, I did all the Volcano Manor, which I'm surprised I did, because I normally don't like fighting invaders or NPC player type characters. You're doing a heavy sword strength build? Ooh, that sounds cool. Honestly, I'm tempted to go like intelligence and strength because I beat Ranni's story quest because I sold my soul and got married to Ranni and got a great sword from her, and it looked interesting. But I decided to stick to the staff. Like, I think my intelligence is like 50 something now. Thanks for the hydrate, Desiree. Yes, the Moonlight Greatsword. I got the Moonlight Greatsword because... Funny story, and I don't know if I did something harder than what I should have been doing, but this is also when I mimicked plus 10. Thank you for the stretch redeem, Ace. But I beat Ranni's story quest and all the bosses that went along with it before going to Leyndell and actually progressing through Leyndell. Oh, is that the one sword that's been in every game? Yeah, I know there's a Moon Greatsword in the Bloodborne DLC. Some form of a Moonlight Greatsword. Because I play... Bloodborne's the only other FromSoft game that I've actually played. But yeah, I found Ranni, I sold my soul to Ranni, and I didn't realize that by the end of the story quest, essentially you ended up marrying her. So, I'm married to Ranni. The temptation to change your stream to Elden Ring? Oh no. That just kind of happens. Elden Ring is that kind of game. Oh. Ooh. Nope, I'm down. Elden Ring grind stream. Honestly. From King's Field in 1994. Wow. And this is a fun story about FromSoft games. I can't fact check it anywhere because I've tried and I can't find any information about it. But I heard from someone somewhere in the past that FromSoft said if anyone could beat their games first try without dying, that they were going to stop making video games. However, I can't find or fact check that anywhere. You want to coach stream someone through a FromSoft game? Oh my god. Trying to coach someone through a FromSoft game would not only be, like, aggravating because for the coach, because, well, it's a FromSoft game. Knowing what to do while they try to figure things out. I don't have the patience to coach. And also for the player, because, again, it's a FromSoft game. Like, I watched a friend play Elden Ring, and they wanted no spoilers, no clue how to do it. And the only thing I said to them in the beginning was like, hey, just careful, if you want to do the tutorial, I'll tell you where that is. They're like, I don't need a tutorial. They were trying to use magic without locking on. Like, they didn't even know the lock-on button was a thing, and they're sitting here. Sure, yeah, I'm talking about Yuzu. They were trying to use magic without even knowing how to lock on. Then again, did you not do the same thing, Kikai? Yeah, exactly. You didn't know how to lock on until we were fighting Godric. At least you made it to Godric without locking on, though. But yeah, it's always funny when someone goes through a FromSoft game and is just like, oh, I don't need the tutorial. And it's just like, I suggest you do. Especially if you're new to FromSoft games. Then you should probably take the tutorial. Like, I get not having the patience to read through a tutorial thing when it pops up on your screen. No. But you're a gamer. Yuzu skips everything. Yuzu is one of those people who will see an instruction tablet, skip it, and be like, okay, and then be like, okay, what am I doing? It would be really funny right now if she were here to hear this. I have not been seeing anything really about Elden Ring. Because I've only really watched one Elden Ring anything recently, and that was Zekos. Who, if I'm correct, is determined to beat the final boss with nothing but negative effects and a dagger. Zekos is the best resource. Naked negative stat helmet and a single dagger. No spirits. Let's go. And he does quite well. He survives for quite a long time doing this fight. I may need to try to convince Zekos to come on and help me beat the Godskin duo. Because honestly, I think that boss in itself is just a pain in the ass, regardless of who you're fighting. Like, I beat the Fire Giant really easy. Godskin duo, it just get the Rivers of Blood. I have it, luckily. I just would need to upgrade it and learn the build. Spam LT. Alright. Go Rivers of Blood build and grab my plus 10 Mimic and let's go. Where the hell? Rivers of Blood is in the mountaintop of the Giants. You get it from an NPC invader by a Church of Marika. I remember because I saw the word Recusant and I immediately thought it was an actual player. So I'm like, God damn it, I was invaded. And then I saw the Rivers of Blood and I'm like, well, fuck, he has Zekos' weeb stick. And then I realized it was an NPC and the fight got so much easier. Yeah, Okina, I think. Was it Okina? I don't know. invaded by some, but I thought it was a player, so when I saw the Rivers of Blood, I was like, fuck this. And then I realized it was an NPC, and I'm like, oh, okay. Except my go-to with invaders is to use the Rock Sling spell. It literally works just as well as Moonveil. It stops them every time. Kikai, you aren't gonna get to the mountain anytime until you can beat the boss in Leyndell. Yeah, Ace was playing Elden Ring in a call with me when I was doing it, and I'm like, fuck this! There's a fucking weeb stick user. The boss in the capital city that you've been running around recently. You want to fight Morgott the Fell Omen, I believe it is. But you can't fight Morgott until after you've beaten the Elden Lord, which is the one you left off on. That golden spectral dude. Until you beat him, you don't even have the path to Morgott unlocked. And until you beat Morgott, you can't access the mountaintop of the giants. And even then, it's still a little bit of a ways from there. But once you get the Rivers of Blood, you're good. Give your Mimic bleed. I was also excited to realize that the Moonveil Katana had bleed, because when like I said, when I was struggling with the Godskin duo, I was like, I might just go and pull an equipment for equipment copy of Zikos, and I looked up where to find the Moonveil Katana. Time to not do any of your uni assignments and play Elden Ring. I mean, it's the ring. Who doesn't pass up on the ring? But yeah, I looked up where to find the Moonveil. And I was confused at first, because I know when Zikos used the Moonveil, the little blast was going straight up vertically. Mine was going horizontally until I figured out that heavy and light attacks did something different. If the weapon can cause bleed, you're ready to breed? Ace. You know, I've completely forgot that I was playing Jump King. I started talking about Elden Ring and I just started jumping and didn't even realize it. But yeah. So what was the, the beneficial stat build for, the Weeb Stick? Because I know it has to have a minimum Arcana of 20, but I'm not sure, what stats I should have it set up. Hello, Lumi. Came for Wholesome and here cursed. Wholesome? We have me, Ace, and Kikai in the same place. Where was Wholesome supposed to show up? I don't I mean, I'm going more degenerate as time passes, but when I started streaming, I wouldn't specifically go, cursed. But you find me, Kikai, and Ace in the same place, it's already a madhouse. Moonveil uses, 25 intelligence, and Rivers needs 20 Arcana, and then both use at least 18 Dex. Alright, so just those three, and then pretty much health. Because I also noticed that at a level over 100, I have... Oh, and mind, yes. At a level over 100, I have a lot less HP than you did. But a lot of my things went into my intelligence. Kikai is here, that's enough. And there he is, telling us he's not going crazy with this game, but he's going wild now. No! I said I was going crazy! That's why I'm playing Jump King. Because honestly, if I didn't figure out what to play, I'd probably be playing Elden Ring again. Glass cannon. Such is the case of a mage. If you are going to use magic, you are probably a glass cannon, because magic basis is don't get hit. I mean, you don't need health. I mean, no, not at all. What's the point of upgrading your health if you're not gonna get hit? There we go. Waddle's back to work. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for stopping by, Lumi. Penguin. It is a small world, Ace. And honestly, it's very funny how small the world is, especially like in the VTuber community. Like the amount of times I just find people that I know in other streams just hopping in. It's like, oh, hey, you're here too. Kikai, for example. Kikai and I find each other in the same stream so many times. Ah, I fell. Yeah, this man I can just see your death. I mean, to be fair, Kikai, we're VTuber siblings and we have mostly the same friend group. So it's kind of natural that we find the same streams. Because we have the same friends. I'm actually remoting into your PC. I'm just watching everything you do so I can click and act like I was lurking there before you showed up. No, I don't know anything about remoting or hacking or anything. It's literally just a small world, like... I just happened to join. I'm a 1337 hacker since 2005. You can't wait till you're done in a couple weeks. What, done uni? You can finally watch everyone's streams again. Yeah, I've been starting to get a little more active on Twitch when I'm not doing anything. Like, when I started, and still sometimes now, I didn't watch a lot of Twitch streams, and still don't always watch a lot of Twitch streams. Like, if I am a regular at your stream, then it means I am purposely making sure to look for when you are live. But when it comes to Twitch streams, I don't, like, always go on because social anxiety. It's been a thing, so I just kind of just... And when I do show up, most of the time I send a message to be like, hey, I'm here. And then I kind of lurk. But I've been getting a little bit better with just popping into other people's streams. Just saying hey, and... I mean, it's not hard to do, and that's why I'm trying to get better at it. Like, if you're not doing anything, or even if you are doing something, a stream is a good thing to just pull up to have background noise. Like, it's pulling up. Sometimes it's really funny to listen to, and it's supporting whichever streamer you've got pulled up. So just put on a friend's stream or someone's stream while you're playing a game or while you're doing your own thing, and it's just like, hey, they're supporting, you're supporting them, you're getting entertainment. Thank you for streaming. Anytime, Ace. I like streaming. Streaming is I like streaming. I like interacting. I like this conversation. You can hear that I have the anxiety in my voice because I'm repeating myself. But I'm actually talking now, and this is what I was hoping for when I started streaming. A place where I can talk to everyone, where I can just hang out, where I can chill, and that's why it's why I interact on Twitter, it's why I stream, it's why I have my Discord server. I like the conversation, I like the interacting and the people that I've met. Thanks for the bonk, Ace. Honestly, I forget that I have the bonk, the hug, those kinds of commands because I don't have people use them often. So I'm just like, oh right, I have that. God damn it, Kikai. No, I do not have a fuck command. Oh, Ace, that's information you shouldn't be putting out. I'll take you up on that offer sometime. What, are you telling me you didn't expect that kind of comment from me? I mean, I know my model looks cute, innocent, and misleading, but... Innocent? That's the wrong. I always find it funny whenever I post my PNG on something on Twitter. They're like, oh, you look so sweet and innocent. I'm like, ooh, that's the wrong first impression to get from me. Because I am chaos. Once I get comfortable, it is a problem. I do not identify as a male or female. I identify as a problem. And to anyone who comes to watch me, I identify as your problem. You don't even know what to say. I'm sorry, Moon. Yeah, I am... I cause problems on purpose. No! No. I don't find problems. Problems find me. I don't appreciate the gaslighting going on here. Let me get a drink. I'm a problem child. I mean, fair enough. Sorry, Moon. What are you gonna do with me? I just... yep. It's just like, oh, great. Here we go again. And there's another bonk. Thanks for the bonk, Moon. Deserved. Wow. Okay, I see how it is. Well, I'm glad someone likes it, Rosie. I think I have a head pat command. I don't know. I think it's hug, head pat, and bonk. I don't know if head pat actually exists. Make sure your posture is correct too. I mean, for my normal posture, I have my back straight, so that is fine. I don't shrimp. My legs are curled up a little bit, like semi-crisscross. But thank you. Why did my sound alerts not go off? Hello? Kikai, can you go and give those points back to, Giju? I need to figure out why my sound alerts didn't work. I don't even think I have the browser source in here. What the heck happened to my browser source? You're always watching. Thanks, Moon. It was a good test. Yeah, no, I need to get my browser source back. Because for some reason, I think I know what it is. The redeem ain't there? Huh. It might not be there because it's a sound alert. I just need to find my, the browser source entirely. I think what happened was after debut, I took it off so it wouldn't interrupt debut, and I don't think I ever brought it back. So now I need to find the browser source. Copy paste method. Here's the URL. Alright, let me go to my browser sources. Yeah, I think because it's sound alerts, you can't redeem the points. That might be it. I'm not sure. I was doing something else and you heard I need to find eyebrow. What? Who needs to find eyebrows? Ignore the thing that's popped up on screen. There we go. Let's test sound in my sound alerts, or my browser. Okay, so I don't think it tested. Oh, wait, that was preview sound. That wasn't right. Oh, right. Now I gotta test it in browser source. I'm not paying attention. There we go. We're working now. All right, we're up. We're running. Sorry, Zikos. I was just trying to fix my sound alerts. There we go. We're back. We're up and running. All right. Yeah, I have a lot of sound alerts, but most of the time anyone who uses them specifically for the purpose of trying to scare me. Had you all... Oh, you had me alt-tabbed when it went off. Oh, no. Yeah, no. Sound alerts are fixed, but people's favorite thing to do to sound alert me is to try and scare me. However, the problem is with my setup, you have to hope that I'm hyper-focused onto my game. Because if I'm even glancing over at chat, I will see the notification usually before the sound shows up. Unless I notice it at just the end time. Because it pops up in my chat when someone uses a redeem. So it'll tell me when you use a sound alert. So if I'm hyper-focused on the game, it'll scare me more. Like Elden Ring. When I'm doing Elden Ring boss fights, or just trying to survive in Elden Ring, I won't be looking at the chat that much. Like, I was playing Elden Ring, my first Elden Ring stream. I figured out that I was running around the same place and the wrong place for 45 minutes looking for something that I shouldn't have been looking for. And so I was a little on edge because I had just wasted 45 minutes of my time. So I went back up to get my runes, and immediately after I grabbed my runes, someone played a jump scare, and it scared the living hell out of me. I think it's my best clip yet. Oh, wow. I have fallen a lot lower than normal. Luckily, I haven't fallen in the hole, because I don't want to talk to that guy. I don't like that guy. Oh, that was wrong. Back to my old work schedule so I can finally catch your screens again. Why are you sideways? You tilted or something? Well, hello, hot chick. Welcome. Nice to see you again. I am sideways because of Scuff. So, my VTube Studio crashed, and the camera stopped calibrating, and it still isn't calibrating. It's not even picking up that the camera exists. So, I decided to avoid Scuff. I would just joke around with it and be a sideways model today. Because I am not letting Scuff ruin my time like it would have done 3 months ago. When I first pulled a stream, like 2.5 months ago, 2 months ago, when I first Jump King'd. I still can't believe I've been streaming for like 4 months. It's honestly, it amazes me how fast the time has gone. Like, my first stream was December 16th on my phone. And it is now almost May. I don't even know what to say. Like, I am honestly in complete shock that I have made it as far as I've made it, that I have kept up with streaming for as long as I have, and that I've been able to confidently keep up with it and still not completely stress myself out. Like, I've gotten so used to it that, like, when I started streaming, I know the big thing is to not stream if it's going to stress you out, but it's not like it didn't stress me out, and I liked streaming when I started. I was just worried that people weren't going to enjoy it. People weren't going to like my stuff. So it gave me some anxiety, and here I am. Oh, god damn it. This asshole. And it's just amazing to see that I've gotten over most of that anxiety and most of that, like, am I enjoyable? Like, even now, I still sometimes, like, I don't know why people watch my streams. I don't know why people do my thing, but I don't have that anxiety that prevents me from streaming anymore. And I'm falling in this hole because I've stopped paying attention to the game entirely. That's also another thing, Ace. I don't have a work schedule. I'm currently jobless. So, I don't have any real restrictions as to when I can and can't stream. Hi, Carls. How you doing? But honestly, just having a place to go to that I can feel comfortable just being myself and hanging out with everyone, like my stream or my friends' streams, it's really nice to have, and I enjoy so much. Yes, of course. I appreciate being there. It was actually a fun way to wake up since I was just getting out of bed when I saw your stream. That's another good thing I like about having... I don't like Twitch Mobile that much. It is a pain in the ass. But it is nice to be able to wake up, open my phone, and then just open a friend's stream while I get my morning stuff done. Thank you, and I'm glad to be back. I started streaming a little bit ago again. I did another Elden Ring stream. I popped on to a couple of friends' streams. And now I'm back on. I found other games to stream that aren't Elden Ring, so I don't feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, even though I'm playing Jump King, I have been doing the same thing over and over again. But that's just because it's a rage game. And it's just amazing. Yeah, Twitch really needs to improve their mobile app. It is so hard to do anything, and accidentally clicking off will bug out the whole stream, and it's like, come on, I'm just trying to watch the stream. I'm trying to enjoy my friends' time. Oh, you use Switch on your TV. See, I don't use my Twitch on the Switch. Twitch on the Switch. Because last story I heard about it, certain streamers were not appearing on the Switch. Like, certain streamers just weren't showing up when people tried to look for them on the Switch Twitch app. And they could never figure out why, so I kind of just avoided using it on the Switch. That is true. I do have Monster Hunter World. I could re-download it. I should have saved progress synced through Steam. Final Fantasy VII was an odd one. I love Final Fantasy VII, but I don't know how to deal with the issues going on with my capture card. So I've kind of avoided playing anything Switch games because if you remember my audio, I was having my game audio play through my headset mic. Because that's how weird my capture card was being. So I kind of just been avoiding playing I haven't played anything on my Switch. Occasionally I'll pull out Mario Kart or some Switch game, but that's when I'm playing on someone else's stream and I'm not streaming myself. Like, I think the biggest issue with my capture card is I was trying to connect it to a Switch and my laptop. Oh, okay. That was you who got the capture card. Thank you, Hot Chick. That confused me. Like, whenever I see an anonymous gifter, which is what the capture card was under, I am always so... The capture card works fine, and it captures. I think, honestly, it has something to do with trying to connect it to the laptop at the same time, and not like an actual PC. Because my monitor, my side monitor, isn't a good one. Like, the audio is all messed up on my side monitor, so it was being weird. I can try to fix it later. Like I said, I think the biggest, it's either I think I need to get a new second monitor, or I need to wait on capture card until I'm not using a laptop. I don't know how laptops handle, because the instructions were very weird. The only instructions I had were connecting console to PC, laptop to PC, and there was no instruction for, like, connecting console to laptop. So, yeah, you got the little camera. The little camera does work. The little camera is how I've been using my model since I got it. And thank you again, Hot Chick, now that I know it was you. Like, you should have heard me the day I got, the day you gifted that to me. I was like, I don't know how to feel. I appreciate gifts. I love the support, but feeling weird when someone gifts me something only comes naturally, and then when it's anonymous, I'm like, now I don't even know who to thank. But yes, the capture card and the camera were both together. The camera works just fine. I think it's my VTube Studios that's acting up today, not the camera. But yes, for the most part, as long as I have the correct lighting, which is currently being done by my phone's flashlight, and the right angle, the webcam that you bought works perfectly. But yeah, honestly, I think the biggest... I'm not sure if it... Honestly, I need to find the instruction booklet, because I don't know where that went. My room isn't exactly what you would call a clean, but it captures the video. It's just something with the audio, so I need to figure out what's causing that. However, for now, I will continue to fall down this tree. I need to clean my room first. My room... Room pic before and after. Yeah, I might if I actually had the motivation to clean. My thing is it's one of those things where my room is a mess to the untrained eye, but if you were to ask me where anything is that you know I have, chances are I could find it within 5 minutes or 3. Like, I know where I keep most of my stuff. And honestly, I think the biggest part of the mess is my desk area, because things just lie around, and my laundry. If I put my laundry away, that clears a big spot of my my floor. Where's the manual booklet? That's probably in my cabinet on my desk. Oh, there's the camera instruction booklet. Got him. You didn't ask for the capture card one. You asked for the camera. Or no, you didn't ask for the capture card or the camera. You just asked for the manual. Get gutted back. But no, that's why I did say in most cases. Little things like instruction booklets, I kind of lose track of them very easily, because most things when it comes to instruction booklets with tech are easy to set up. I look at them once, it's set up, and it's good. I just need to figure out why the audio source that is literally labeled after the capture card isn't capturing audio. And I had multiple things. Like I said, it could be the laptop. It could be the fact that my broken monitor has broken audio. Though most of the games I play now, I play on PC. I don't remember the last time I've played on a game that's not PC. I mean, I don't really remember the last time I played a game that wasn't Elden Ring, to be honest with you. But that's its own story. Talk about an addiction. Hey, don't blame me. I will not take the blame for my addiction. There is no escape in Elden Ring. This is true. Hello, Nexus. How are you doing? Worse than Danny and his gambling? No. It is not. Because I guarantee you, gambling for Danny, he would probably wake up and get out of bed just to gamble. I'll put away Elden Ring to go to sleep. I'm doing well. I'm just chilling out with a game that's not Elden Ring for the first time in probably a good few weeks. Thank you for the lurk, Carls. Enjoy your stay. There we go. Made it. Like how you emphasize this game isn't Elden Ring. I have to emphasize that this game isn't Elden Ring, because anyone who I've talked to recently knows that's all I've been playing. Like, if it's not Elden Ring, chances are all you'll see me doing is scrolling Twitter, or talking in Discord, or watching someone else's stream. Like, if it's game-wise, it hasn't been Elden Ring. This is an Elden Ring? Hello, Azumi. How you doing? But isn't that the Urge Tree? Oh my god, the amount of times any random tree just shows up and someone's like, this must be Urge Tree. Yeah, I'm just like, look, I'm not playing Elden Ring. No, but happens that I've switched from another repetitive do the same thing over and over again because you suck game to this one, which is, again, do the same thing over again because you suck. Why am I sideways? Because VTube Studio is not cooperating with me, so I'm making a fun little sideways stream. I'm training the core. I'm getting my muscles. Yeah, VTube Studio isn't really being friendly today, so I'm just gonna... Like, normally my camera would be tracking my movement, but it's not. And VTube Studio is just open right now. It's funny to say, I'm just tilted because of the game. Oh god. The puns have invaded my streams. You know. I'm gonna be a bat today. I'm gonna be a bat. Hello. Since it still doesn't want to calibrate. Imagine there's a pole outside of the frame. He's just holding his whole body horizontally with only the strength of his arms. I mean, yeah, I'm just doing an upside down pull-up now, but I could have just been holding myself to the side the whole time. It's training. Hardcore training, just like this hardcore game. The blood is gonna rush to my head, and then I'll probably fall. However, if I fall, my legs will come into frame. The model just falling down. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go set up for stream. Hope stream goes well. Alright, guys. See ya. Have a good stream. Sideways equals upside down equals Spider-Man. With the faceplant sound. Oh my god, if I moved my model during a big fall and was able to hit the bottom of my screen as I fell and hit the faceplant, that would have been amazing. Ah. There we go. And now I climb the tree. Again. I've reached the Erd tree. Now I gotta burn it. Bro, it was so weird. I went back to Round Table, and even though I watched a Zico stream, so I expected it, it was still so weird to see both the Erd tree and the Round Table hold burning. Like, I went back and saw the whole place on fire, and I'm like, oh, well, this is fun. Oh my god, if I could put my game upside down, I don't even know how to do that. I'm manually changing my model from inside of VTube Studio. I don't know how to flip anything on OBS. If I were able to put my thing upside down like that. Just switch all of my overlays to be upside down so everything looks like I'm just upside down and completely normal if you were to turn your screen. Well, you never know. Maybe I'll come to my next stream completely upside down. Honestly, if I did that, I would probably duplicate the duplicate my scene, and then leave it like that for a few minutes, and then switch back to my normal gameplay scene, because I'd look over and be like, I don't know how anyone would want to watch this. Everyone just needs to flip their monitors to watch me stream. Yeah. Just turn it upside down. Not very practical to type in chat. I mean... yeah, I guess it would be hard to type in chat on mobile if you were trying to, or in my case, turn my entire laptop. I mean, if someone did that, I would have to turn my laptop. I'm just gonna jump on this dude's head. I don't like this dude. Break my webcam. This is fine. Totally fine. Nothing's breaking down. Nothing's on fire. We're all good. We're doing just fine as we are. Ah! I wasn't looking at the screen and I walked right off. Red Eyes, White Wolf, what's up? What's up? I'm just playing some Jump King. Just chilling and completely forgetting that I'm actually playing a game, so I keep falling off. I'm actually not paying near enough attention to the game to be doing anything, like, actual progress-wise. It's actually quite fun. I mean, granted, I haven't made it far at all. It's literally, in some cases, it's a good time killer. Like, I completely forget when I get focused on tangents or playing the chat, or talking with the chat, that I forget that I'm playing the game at all. So it's just like, oh, okay. And when I forget, I just kind of find myself in a new spot. Kind of like a time killer. Just... And I'm sure Moon is gonna yell at me if I say this, just because I was already yelled at by Moon for saying something like this earlier, but I'm not good with talking, or at least in the past I wasn't. So I don't think I'd be able to handle a basic just chatting stream. So even though this is basically turned into a just chatting stream, having a simple control game to just waste time while I talk is probably beneficial for me. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to the Alliance. Emote explosion. No, you turned your phone back right side up just to scold me for saying I'm bad at talking. Oh my gosh. Follow a fellow Jump Kinger. Well, then you just got a lucky break. This is the first time I've played Jump King in probably a good month and a half, 2 months, maybe 2.5. And this is only the second time I've actually played. But it is a fun game. And I really laugh when people say it's hard or rage-inducing, because some people have low tolerance, and I'm just like, okay, sure, let's just go with this. Like we were talking about it when I started playing, I'm like, you're not gonna see me rage at this game. You're gonna see what you're gonna see happen is you're going to see me fall, and then you're gonna just see me get up and start jumping again. Either I'm gonna say nothing, or I'm just gonna be like, okay, let's do this again. It's really just a super chill game. Do I ever expect to beat the game? No, probably not. Will I play it as just a thing that I have something to do? Yeah, probably. Oh, hello. Like that. And that. It doesn't really bother me because I'm not playing the game with any serious intent to beat it. I am honestly just playing the game. Like, this stream would probably have been better categorized as just chatting because I really don't care about the game. And most of the games I play, I don't care about the game. I only care about chatting. I've just always felt weird about adding just chatting if I'm playing a game. A big game like Elden Ring, now that's a different story. I'd want to stay in the Elden Ring category. But most of the times when I'm playing games, I only really care about chatting. I don't care about the game I'm playing too much. Because I stream not to play games, I stream to interact with people. Like, I've been looking at chat 95% of this stream and just jumping by memory. Honestly, Yes, I have played Vampire Survivors. I don't play it seriously, so I don't have any like major like achievements, but I generally run a couple runs. I streamed it once, but it got really laggy towards the end, and I also wasn't feeling well that stream, but my urge to stream kind of overtook my ill feeling, so I kind of streamed a couple runs anyway. Flexes my skill. I've been doing this same part for the whole stream. How can I not memorize it by now? I have been doing this same section for the past 2 hours. Not to mention, I was doing this section for the entire first stream that I did. Like, I don't progress that far. I just like to chill. So if I can memorize what I'm doing in the game, I can focus on the chat. I love trees. Well, I mean, to be fair, Moon, the first person who ever got me into VTubing was a tree. So, yeah. The VTuber I met that convinced me to start VTubing is a tree. So, I mean, kinda. It was like, trees do be convincing. Yeah, I mean, my inspiration came from a tree. Like, before I started up my own community, I was most active in that said trees community. The persuasion power of the tree. I think it was more the chaotic energy and the slight airheadedness. And I'm okay with talking like that because she's admitted to being an airhead sometimes. And this goes for any streamer I watch who has slight airhead moments, because I have slight airhead moments myself. Someone will be trying to figure out how to do something, they'll ask their chat, they'll be like, I don't understand, what are you doing? And I'm like, do you maybe want to try the thing right in the corner that it's telling you to do? Or where the marker's telling you to go? And they're like, oh. I don't know why. I think it's because I do it sometimes too. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? And someone's like, this. And I'm like, oh. So it's just like, all right. Yeah, that makes total sense. It's just like, oh. Yeah, it is kind of hard to play a game while you're reading chat. That is completely understandable. And that's probably why I've fallen so much, because I talk more now than when I last played. So I'm not really focused on the game. Because when I first played, I made it into the sewers a lot. I couldn't get far in the sewers, but I made it a lot because I really didn't do much talking. And now that I'm talking and focusing on the chat, it's more, and it's, everyone takes things at their own pace. You want to be a mute streamer, be a mute streamer. You don't want to talk that much, don't talk that much. I've grown comfortable to the point where I feel like I can talk, and I want to talk. And so here I am, talking while being eternally stuck inside of this tree. Life lesson. Exactly. You do it at your own pace. And this is the biggest. I've said this is the biggest a lot of time, every time I give advice. Because I think every piece of advice that I can actually manage to dish out in terms of VTubers or just streaming in general. So, just a huge piece of advice as it. Do what you're comfortable with. A lot of people go into streaming thinking their goal is not their goal, but thinking they have to entertain. And they will push themselves to things that they are uncomfortable doing, like talking or playing games that they don't like or they're not a fan of, just because they feel like they have to entertain them. And I get that. You feel like you have to, you want to entertain. You feel like you need to. But the problem with that is if you're going to entertain someone, you need to be comfortable. Because there are many people who are very good at picking up on social signs. And if they can tell you are uncomfortable, people are going to notice. And then they are not going to enjoy it anymore. Like, when I started, I was certain, like, you could hear, and sometimes you still can, but the uncomfort or the anxiety in my voice or the things that I say or do. I'm getting better with it, I think. I mean, I know. But when people can tell you're uncomfortable, that's when they don't want to stick around. People want to watch you do things you enjoy doing. So, if you enjoy the games you're playing, people are going to come by. If you don't, people are going to notice. And people are going to just not want to be there anymore. Be like, well, they're not enjoying it, so why should I? Yes, I am upside down, Carls. I didn't jump enough. I don't know when this turned into an advice stream, but I'm always happy to give advice. So if you ever have any questions about streaming or VTubing or just anything in general, I'll try to answer it to the best of my abilities. I mean, I know there are probably some people in here more qualified to talk about it because they have more experience, but I will try to help best I can. Oh, jeez. This is the farthest I've ever made it. That's why you say play what you enjoy. Exactly. Don't play... And this is why, as much as people like the games, or as big as the categories, or as common as they are, I will not play League or Valorant. I do not like... I was never interested in the whole thing of League. I've never played it, but when I've seen it, I was never interested. Everyone tells me not to play it because toxic as hell. I see it as a popular game. I won't play it. Same thing with Valorant. A lot of people say Valorant. I'm like, I'm not gonna play Valorant. And then Genshin isn't for toxicity reasons. I don't like gacha games. I really don't. Like, I thought about playing Genshin on stream, but A, I've played it once, and I'd have to restart everything. And B, I don't want to get addicted. I don't like gacha games. Fortnite, Fortnite is... I used to be on and off with Fortnite all the time, but I really don't like Fortnite. Like, I've tried to play it because other friends were playing it, but the minute my friends stopped, or the minute they just didn't want to play it, I'm like, I'm done. I really don't want to play Fortnite. And then they might try to say, well, the other one, Apex. Yeah. Plus, I'm not huge on shooting games in general. And Apex I've played once recently, and that was due to two friends of mine convincing me to play it. I immediately deleted it because I'm not crazy on FPS games, but it also took up a bunch of space on my laptop. It's not even about the toxicity. League just seems like a complicated game that I wouldn't enjoy in general. But yeah, and things like Apex, it's not going to be fun unless I have people to play with, and that, and it, like I said, it took up a lot. Like I thought Elden Ring was a big game, but I checked my program that lets me see all of my files and what space they're taking up. Apex, I haven't done anything on Apex, and it took up like 30 gigabytes more. And I'm like, okay, Apex gots to go. Like, Apex was killing my storage. And I've actually made a lot of progress on Elden Ring. Apex I played once. Literally once. Yeah, I don't have all that much space, and it's really hard with a laptop because you can't exactly improve it. At least, I don't know how. But that is all good. I will make the best with what I have. A lot of times, smaller games like this just are fun to play. Little games like this. I am messing up that jump big time. I see. Yeah, I don't know anything about improving laptops, so I mean, I don't know anything about PC-type technology anyway. Any info I have about PC parts or things that I should be getting or should want are from friends. Because I don't know technology as well as most people seem to think I do. I mean, the one thing I can say, like today, my mother gave me 2 laptops. She's like, I don't know if you wanna tinker with them or if you should just throw them out or toss them because they were old laptops. And my brother was like, and I'm like, nah, there's really no point to look at them because they were just a couple of office laptops, like. And my brother's like, hey, I want the laptop that can plug in and turn on. And I'm like, there's no point. You want the laptop for games. It's not going to be able to run any games. There's really no point in giving you the laptop because office laptops and games don't go well. You don't know a lot either. You just know things because you've been wanting to get a laptop for playing. Since the one I have is 8 years old and definitely not able to handle big games or editing programs. Yeah, that's understandable. It's before I started officially streaming, I was using my grandmother's Chromebook. Emma, thank you for the Emma, thank you for the follow. Thank you. But yeah, desktop PCs are easier to upgrade than laptops. I haven't booted my desktop PC in a year. I see. Yeah, no, but my brother was like, yeah, I want the one that can plug in. And I'm like, the one that can plug in? It doesn't matter if it can plug in. What are you going to do? You're a middle schooler. Are you going to go in a type up a document because you can't play any games on it? Because that laptop was definitely not, and just by the looks of it, it was old. I'm like, that laptop is not going to support any game. Maybe something tiny, but any game that he would want to play, it's not going to work. Just like, what, are you gonna type a document, you little middle schooler? Type up an essay. A report for work. Sudoku, maybe. Exactly. Roblox. I have Roblox on my PC. I don't play it because it got overflowed, or my laptop. I don't play it because it got overflowed with children really fast. It's just like, cool. I wouldn't mind playing with children if children didn't... And it's no hate to children. Everyone's been a child, and they're not fully developed. I was in the same position before. I can't. Plus, I mean, anyone who's been here knows my content. I'm not exactly child-friendly. So, when a children comes into the question, it's like, okay, this has gotten really awkward. Especially with Roblox's new voice chat update. Children, I don't like you. It's not that I don't like children. It's just, yeah, it's just, I am not comfortable interacting with children. Like, I don't mind, like, some kid comes up to me in real life and has a conversation. That's cool. Like, if I know, well, random kid, that'll just be weird. But if it's like someone I know, like a friend's child or a friend's family, that's one thing. I can filter myself long enough to have a small conversation with said child. As Sasuke, as my online persona, I don't like to do that. I don't like to filter myself online. So that is why on Twitter, I have my minors do not interact. On Discord, I have my 18+ server. And here I have a mature audience warning. Because I don't do well with children. And I don't know what it is. It's probably branches into my social anxiety. But that's why I'm glad when I'm online, I have these settings like 18+ or do not interact. That can allow me to be me. Oh yeah, IRL you have to filter yourselves almost all the time. If you want to say what you want IRL, you'd better be in private areas, in private quarters. Because anyone hears you IRL saying something you want to say, that can cause trouble. But yeah, you can control to a point who sees you online or who you interact with. Like someone I followed on Twitter because they were just another VTuber and they had followed me. And they were like, hey, I'm putting it out there. I'm a minor. So if I unfollow you and you have the 18+ thing in your thing, that's why. And I'm like, my title, my name has minors do not interact. Why did you follow me? So I went and I unfollowed them. I'm like, I'm sorry. I cannot, for personal reasons, interact with minors. There are some exceptions to that rule, but not many. And those would be really, really close, close friends. Like my one IRL friend. He turns 18 in June, so I'm giving him the exception. And a couple, like, really, really special exceptions that I do not bend the rule often for. Like, if they've done something special. But other than that, I don't, yeah, it's just not my thing. Because I am not child-friendly, as many of you have figured out by now. Or hopefully have figured out by now. But then again, that follows into everyone else's preferences. Like, if someone wants to interact with minors as well, cool. I'm not gonna stop coming to your streams just because you have minors there, or I'm not gonna stop hanging out just because you have minors there. I'm just not going to talk to them. I'm still gonna support you regardless of your choice. It's just not my thing. And honestly, I feel like not only for personal preference, but for safety and legal reasons, that's just what I feel I should do. Because I don't want any sort of issue to come up on the topic of someone being a minor, so the best way to prevent that would be to avoid minors altogether. I am going in circles. But yeah, in the end, that topic, as well as every other... Did you know if you use Twitter on desktop? I think I did to a point, but I don't think any, like, I don't think I have any followers, and if I do find out, then that's exactly what I do. I just need to figure out how. But like I said, that, in regards to many other topics that I will talk about with personal preference or streaming, come down to personal preference. If you aren't comfortable, don't do it. And that is... And... See, the problem... And funny enough, this kind of follows into my lore, is I work for Balance. The problem is, if you're not comfortable, don't do it. That is the end of the story. And it'll make some people happy because they know you're doing what's comfortable. It'll make some people upset because you're doing what they don't like. The only thing I can say to that about the people who get upset because you're doing what makes you comfortable and not what they want is oh fucking well. Like, you shouldn't stream if you're not comfortable. That's why when anyone makes a post about needing to take some mental health days or needing to take a little break because they're struggling or they've got some things going on, I immediately reply with a don't be sorry. Take the time you need. Your mental health or your physical health comes before every single one of your followers, no matter who they are. It doesn't matter if they've gifted you a bunch of subs. It doesn't matter if they're a lurker. It doesn't matter if you've talked to them a lot. It doesn't matter if they're a close friend. Your physical and mental your health comes before all of them. which is why I hadn't streamed in a while. Because my mental health wasn't doing the best. I needed a break. I needed to refresh myself. So I didn't stream. I was active on Twitter. I hung around. I talked to people, but I wouldn't turn on Twitch. I wouldn't open OBS because I wasn't feeling up to it. It might have upset some people, or some people might have been like, oh, when is your next stream? I can't wait for your stream. I'm sorry that you're excited for it, but you're going to have to wait. Because I need to take care of myself before I can work on entertaining everyone else. Which is why it's funny when people, like, complain about people not streaming or complain about things not going their way. And I'm like, really, bro? Honestly, if you're complaining that someone that you don't really know and that you've met from online isn't doing something you like, you need to go outside. You need to touch grass. You need to get a life. Because if you can't handle the fact that people need to take care of themselves before your needs, you honestly need to get a life. Like, it doesn't make sense to me how some people can just be so dense. I don't want to sound rude, but you shouldn't be getting upset with people for not doing things your way. Like, if someone is struggling or if someone needs a break, let them take their break. If someone doesn't like a certain game so they don't play it, you shouldn't get mad. Like, if they're really not into horror games, which a lot of people aren't, because a lot of people don't like horror or rage games like this or Elden Ring, don't force them to play. Some people make jokes like, when are you going to play this horror game? Cool, it's all fun. But if they come out and say, can you stop joking about this? I really don't want to play anything and it really makes me uncomfortable. Just stop. Like, the minute it comes down to forcing and pressure, that's the minute the streamer just doesn't want to stream. Like, if everyone came after me and told me to do something I didn't want to do and have openly and publicly stated that I don't want to do, please stop asking me to do it, it would make me want to stop streaming. Honestly. Like, if you're going to try to force me to do something I'm not willing to do, then why should I be streaming? Yeah, it's really sad, but honestly, it's just human nature, and in the end, there's nothing we can do about it, so we're just going to have to get over it and deal with it. Same thing with haters. You can't get upset every time a hater shows up. You literally just have to say, oh, it's another one. How nice. Goodbye. Like, if you start turning to their desires or giving in to the hate or whatever, you lose. You're no longer going to have fun because you're feeling pressure from the haters or the pressure from the people that are trying to get you to do things that you don't want to do. Which is why I've been ranting about this topic, because when I get into this is also kind of why I stay out of drama, is because when I officially get hit into topics, I'll go on rants, and I don't like to rant because I feel like it annoys people. But this is why when you really need to make sure you're comfortable with what you're doing. Like, because like I said, if you do something you're uncomfortable with because of pressure, or if you give in to hate, you lose. Or when people kind of, I don't know how to word this correctly, but appropriate. Yeah. Get possessive. Parasocial relationships. Yes. They get possessive over this. But yeah, it all goes back to one thing. Everything, any type of streamer advice I can give will probably all revolve back to that one point. Are you comfortable with what you're doing? Yes? Good. Keep doing it. No? Stop. I'm not going to give you... It's pretty much an ultimatum. Are you comfortable? Yes? Good. Do it if you want. No? Then stop. That's the end of it. If you're not comfortable with it, I don't want to see you doing it. Because I want you to be comfortable. Okay, this stream has seemed to turn into a life advice with Sasku. Hello. I guess I might as well answer any other questions people have, since I've gone on a rant already. But yes, if you ever have any questions about it, just let me know. I'll offer what advice I can. Streaming, VTubing, life advice. If I have an answer, I'll try to answer. Just the one thing I can ask is trauma dumping, no. A lot of people mistake life advice for an excuse to trauma dump. I am a streamer, and I will help you with advice, but I am not a therapist. If you're going through a hard time, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things get better, but do not dump it on me in my chat, please. Like, we are not therapists. We are just trying to vibe, enjoy our time, help each other out. Pre-debut. Pre-debut as in, like, before my actual debut stream, or as in, like, before I started streaming? Because I started streaming a good like 3.5 months before I debuted. Like, and I'll get into that after I ask this question, or answer this question. But, as in before beginning it all that. Honestly, the first stream is always the hardest. That is the one thing, and that goes for everything. The first step is always the hardest. In the end, the first one, you need to expect mistakes. It's your first stream. You need to expect maybe not a high view count, because, again, your first stream, unless you get really lucky, you're probably not going to have many people. It's your first stream. You need to just do it. And you need, honestly, with the view count thing, my suggestion is to hide it. Make sure you can't see your view count anywhere. You will mentally feel so much better if you cannot see your view count. Because if you see it and you see it drop, even if someone has to leave because, say, they have IRL things that they have to get done, if you see it drop, you can mentally end up thinking, do they not like my thing? Do they not like what I'm doing? So, it is best to just hide your view count altogether. If you cannot see how many viewers you have, that is the way I found it, a step in the right direction. As for the anxiety, it really just comes down to, you just gotta do it. Eventually, like I said, I started as a no mic streamer. I wasn't talking. I didn't want to talk. I was afraid to talk. I was afraid to do most things. I didn't want to do anything. So you just gotta do it. Eventually, if you just keep doing it and change things up a little bit as to well, when you just change things as you find them. As you find more comfort in doing different things, do different things. Like, I'm doing better now because my social anxiety is getting better, so I'm playing a small game like Jump King. But most of the time, I would play games like Monster Hunter World. If I'm in a big fight with a monster, I'm actively focusing on the game, not the chat, so I'm not talking that much, so I didn't have to talk that much. I'd play rhythm games. If I'm playing rhythm games, I'm not talking, because that will throw off my rhythm. I was doing things that prevented me from having to talk. And now, over time, I've gotten used to talking. I've gotten used to hanging out with people. So I'm able to do it like this. What's really annoying is when a viewer comes in and says, "Oh, you have X viewers, why don't you have more?" Yeah. That can go two ways. Like, some people, like, genuinely say, "Why don't you have," like, as in, you deserve more, or, like, some do it out of good intentions. But because I don't want to know how many viewers I have, if I see anything about my viewers come up in chat, I will probably literally ignore the message. I won't read it out loud. I will just ignore that it even showed up. Because I don't want to know how many viewers I have. That's also another thing. And as much as I say, if you want to interact with your community, interact with your community. If something is genuinely making you uncomfortable, the safest thing you can do, since you're live on stream, is ignore the message. Sometimes they'll play it off as, I mean, if I ignore a message, it's one of two reasons. Either I've gotten uncomfortable, or I completely missed the message. Because everyone's human. We all make mistakes. Sometimes we miss things. Like, chat today was actually fairly more active than I'm used to, so I'm sure that I've missed some messages or certain details in some messages. But in the end, if it's really making you uncomfortable to the point you don't want to answer, don't answer. Because you shouldn't have to answer things that make you uncomfortable, even if it's coming from a chatter. And like I said, that falls right back to everything I've been saying this whole time. Do what makes you comfortable. Exactly. And it's not like you're talking to someone IRL. It's not like someone can be, "Hey, what's this to your face?" And you can obviously hear them because they're talking to you, so you have to answer them. If you ignore the message, it's very easy to play off as, "I missed the message. Sorry." Like, you can't confirm that they're going to see it. I try to answer most of my chat, but if you say something that I don't want to answer that's going to make me uncomfortable, I am not going to answer. Like, don't be asking me things related to certain crimes. If you ask me, like, should I go commit a crime today? Obviously, the answer is no, but I'm probably just going to ignore the message entirely. Because I don't want to start talking about doing crime. Which, now I'm going to change that topic, because I don't even know why that was my example. But, you get my point. And like I said, because if you start to answer whatever question, then other viewers will notice you getting uncomfortable. And when you're noticed to be uncomfortable, that's when the chat starts being like, "Oh, well, yeah, great." And the topic of comfort is really a thin line when it comes to streaming. Because I'm comfortable streaming. My social anxiety, that's on the fence sometimes. But overall, I am comfortable streaming. You know? Like, I'm having this conversation with you guys, and occasionally I stutter, or occasionally I repeat myself because I lose my thought and social anxiety. But I'm comfortable doing what I'm doing, and you guys can tell that I'm comfortable. But if when I started streaming, if I were to have this conversation, you could quickly tell that I was getting uncomfortable. And it would ruin the mood. And responsibility, exactly. Don't kill the vibe. You don't, and that's for the streamers. Don't kill the vibe. if it's gonna make you uncomfortable, ignore it because it's gonna kill the vibe and it's gonna ruin the mood. If it's really bad, that's when mods or streamers go to deleting messages. But that comes with time. But that generally, if you're gonna delete a message, you should make sure that it's stated in your rules or give them a warning first. And say, hey, don't talk about this again. And if they continue to try to talk about it, that's when you issue like a timeout. Oh my god, I got so into the thing I stopped playing the game. Streamers get their mods. So, this one is different for everybody. Because mods have access to a whole bit of power, like mods can time out, ban, things like that, predictions, mess around with channel points. I personally will only mod close friends who have like really helped me. Like who have helped me get by, who have really close friends who I trust, who have supported me from the beginning. Some people do it via mod applications, which sometimes which are like surveys. Some people questions, asks about your life, any modding experience you've had in the past, things like that. Occasionally, and I'm gonna put it out there, I don't trust this way of doing it at all. Some people will make it a channel point redeem, a really expensive channel point redeem. I feel like that is the worst way to do it. You shouldn't be letting random people just redeem mod. But to each their own. Everyone does it in their own way. Like I said, the most common ways are close friends you trust, people who have really helped you out, or things like mod applications. Some people will also say, hey, I'm looking for mods. Hit me up. And things like, yeah. Exactly. My only mod is someone that supported you from the beginning. Exactly. Really trust. Like, my first mod, Glass Diva, I modded him because he was a really good friend of mine. I trust him, and he helped me set up almost all of the bot things that I have going right now. Like some of the commands I have. That was all Glass Diva helped me with that stuff. Glass Diva's been really supportive. I mean, like, you if any of you were here when he resubscribed today, you saw his long support message, which I really appreciated. Like, Glass Diva's been there for me since the beginning. And same thing with all of my other mods. It is a really close bond between me and my mods. And I don't like to throw the word friend around because I don't want to call someone my friend and have them be like, oh, we're not friends, we're just like acquaintances or something like that. But I personally think I can say each one of my mods are really good friends of mine. Ouch, yeah, that's just a social anxiety thing. I don't like to call people friends unless I hear them call me a friend first. Because I don't want them to think I think of them as a friend and be as uncomfortable because they didn't think of me as a friend, but just like some acquaintance. So I don't really like to use the word friend. Yeah, I'm really close friends with Nightbot. Nightbot's a really close friend of mine. As well. No, my bots are the exception because, well, they can't do anything if you don't mod them. But then again, I don't know of a bot banning a friend of mine for doing nothing wrong. Nightbot is the only friend we need. I mean, I guess I can consider my bots close friends. They've certainly helped me out. Oops. But yeah, with mods, it's personal preference as to how you find your mods. I personally, really close friends that I can trust. like, most of my mods, if not all, have actually, like, helped me outside of stream-wise as well. Like, with mental things, mental health. I've went to them occasionally and talked to them when I was stressing. So I can actually, like, they are there to, they help me, they talk to me. If I'm not doing all right, they say, hey, I'm here if you need to talk. Like, they help me outside of just my online and my streaming life. And in reverse, I try to do the same thing for them. If I found out that one of my mods was having some struggles, I'd be like, hey, if you need to talk about anything, I'm always open. It is really good, and I didn't really have that support system until I started with the VTuber community, because I had social anxiety. I didn't talk to a lot of people in real life, and I really didn't do much online until I found VTubers. But those kinds of things are, like, I wouldn't just make anyone my mod, because I want to make sure I can trust them. I want to be able to just casually be able to talk to them or hang out with them sometimes and call them friends. Like, if I can crack jokes and be myself around you, that's the right track. Because when it comes to random people, like, if you're a person that I'm not going to feel comfortable with, like, or that I don't feel comfortable making certain jokes around, you're really not on the right path to become a mod. Like, even if you are an exceptional mod, if I cannot trust you to not make things awkward for me or make things difficult, I don't want you on the team. Because aside from power and having that ability to help the streamer, I really look at mods as just glorified supporters. They are supporters with a couple extra responsibilities. And even then, you don't expect the mods to always be there. Like, if a mod has things to do, then they have things to do. Like, you shouldn't get mad at a mod for not showing up to a stream. In fact, I've had the most mods in my stream today, because 3 of them showed up. In the same stream. And actually at the same time. I mean, mods are a part of the team. Exactly. They're a team. We have to have good team spirit, so if I'm uncomfortable with one of them, it's gonna make it really hard. Big day. My follower goal popped up the minute we hit it, but I hit 200. I was gonna make a thing about it after stream, but I did notice that. Yeah, your mod works late afternoon and well into night, so he's not often around. Exactly. You poke your head in when you can, and if I'm a mod for someone who doesn't have a lot of mod activity, I'll try to show up when I can. I'll try to just chill and chat. However, I'll feel more at ease doing my own thing and not showing up as often when more mods come in. Because as a mod, I want to make sure my streamer is alright. So if there are, like, no mods, or if you're, like, someone's only mod, I will try to make it whenever I can. Like, immediately after I'm done stream today, I'm going to pop into Kikai's stream, because I am Kikai's only mod. And thank you, thank you. But yeah, I am Kikai's only mod right now, so immediately after we're done stream, I am probably going to pull up Kikai's stream, so that way, if something happens, I am there. Like this! Get out of here, you stupid bot. Oh, bot raid? Or is it just 2 bots? Hello, okay. 2 in a row! What a coincidence that I was talking about wanting to be there as a mod, especially if I'm the only mod, in case something happened. Alright, get out of here. Perfect example, right there on stream. I want to be there in case something happens that someone needs to fix. Perfect timing. So yeah, that's honestly pretty much how it goes. And I keep stopping the game because I'm forgetting that I'm even playing. So I'm actually going to switch to just chatting, and we'll make this a makeshift just chatting screen or stream. Oh, I'm still upside down. This looks weird. Because I keep just stopping touching the game because I like the interaction that I have today. Oh, that's what it is. My model's too big. It's gonna stay upside down all the time. But yeah, while I fix the music, because like I said, my music decided it didn't want to work. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. I'll just chill and answer them to the best of my abilities. Let's see. Add. Yeah, time did go by super fast. I'm honestly surprised that for Jump King of all things that I've gone almost 3 hours now. Oh, I know why my Spotify's not showing up. It's because there's a song playing. I'm gonna have to pause the music real quick. Pause. Play. Switch back. And this is basically a streamer setup. Luckily, I don't think I have anything information-wise that would dox me, because I have my Spotify name the same here. But yes, if you have any more questions, I'm happy to give advice, since it seems like it's an advice kind of day today. Setting everything live, woo! Backstage passes, yep. My VTube studio and my music text box decided they didn't want to work well today, so I just got to set up a bunch of things live. But yes, it's honestly been really, really nice. This is the first... My debut stream was successful, but I would not call it a successful just chatting stream, because you could hear the pure anxiety in my voice the entire time. So today I would actually like to call this my first successful just chatting stream. And actually, since I'm doing that, let me change up my stream information a little bit. Did you throw up before the debut? I did not do that. I did not get that nervous. Yeah, no, I did not throw up before debut. A lot of people were warning me, like, if you're not breathing properly, you're gonna throw up. And I'm like, yeah, well, luckily, even when I have anxiety, I can control my breathing to a point. Alright, stream updated. And now I can officially just chill and answer questions. I wish I could move for you, but VTube Studio is, well, VTube Studio. But yeah, just anxiously chatting. That's exactly how it was when I was doing my debut. I'm like, everyone was cheering me on for the debut, and I'm like, thanks for all the support, but I'm sure all of you can hear how anxious I am right now. Yeah, VTube Studio's not cooperating, sadly. Hopefully I can get it fixed for next stream. Haha, thank you for the hug, Moon. Yeah, like, I think some other advice I can probably give off the top of my head. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory, considering it's been happening to me all stream today. Don't mind scuff. Get used to scuff. I have never met a single VTuber who hasn't had a scuffed stream. Never. Not once. And this is why I say, if you want to call yourself a VTuber and you've had no scuff, I will argue with you. Because I don't know of anyone who can go scuff-free. I have never met, even the big ones, and I don't pay attention to the big streamers all that much, but even people in VShojo and popular, more known streamers, I have seen with scuff. Scuff means when things don't work right. Yes. Scuff is basically technical difficulties. And everyone does have scuff now and then. And that's like I said, I have never met a single person, VTuber, who has not had a scuff stream. Someone will complain about scuff on Twitter, I'll be like, don't mind the scuff, it means you're a true VTuber. When your controller dies in the middle of a game, oh, do I have a story for that one. So my controller, when I was playing Elden Ring, one of my recent streams, it didn't die, but it, like, bugged. So I turned it back on. It screwed my audio for a minute. I fixed my audio, and then the whole right side of my controller didn't work. My triangle, circle, square button, my attack button, my attack buttons. The most important buttons in the game, because they're the ones that allow me to fight back while I was being attacked. I had to edge stream there after I died because I could not. I couldn't pick up my runes. I couldn't fight. I couldn't run. I couldn't dodge. I couldn't do anything. Because my whole right side of the controller decided it wanted to shut down while I was fighting. So then I ended, I turned off my controller, I turned off my game, and I came back a little bit later and fixed it and just, yeah, literally just standing there. I could move, I could walk away, I couldn't run. I could switch all my items around. I couldn't use any of them. I could use a special attack on my, if I had one equipped, but I didn't, and I couldn't switch it out because I couldn't switch any of that out. So I was literally just a walking puppet. I couldn't do anything but walk. So that was the end of my. I was trying to run that out to like 3 hours or maybe more because I was enjoying my time playing Elden Ring. But then I had to cut it at like 2.5 because I couldn't keep playing because my controller decided it didn't want to work. And then when I turned it on later that night, it wouldn't stop vibrating. Like when I had to physically reset it and I just couldn't get it to stop. And I'm like, oh my god, just stop. So I disconnected the controller from my Steam settings. I reset the controller. I went ate dinner, and then I'm just like, okay, we're done. I turned it on. It worked. I'm like, finally. Scuff is gonna happen. There is nothing you can do about it. I will say that now. Speaking of Scuff, funny story from my first ever stream where I actually turned my mic on. Because you know how I was saying I started as a no mic streamer because of my anxiety? Yeah, first time I'm like, you know what? I think I'll put my mic on for this stream. I think I'm comfortable enough to use my mic. I went the first 5 to 10 minutes of stream with my mic muted. Like, Kikai came in, he's like, hey, no, did you decide, because I was telling him directly. He's like, did you decide not to use your mic? And I'm like, oh, yeah, what? And I checked my OBS, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? My mic was muted this entire time, and nobody told me. Oh my god. And I'm assuming nobody told me because I had started as a no mic streamer. This was my first time, so I was like, they were probably like, oh, it's just no mic again. Be talking for 10 minutes with your mic mute. I know. It's so... That's probably the most common issue, is forgetting to unmute when you're trying to do things. That's why I always speak and make sure my thing is picking up volume before I switch my scenes. Like, if you guys notice, anyone who was here before starting soon ended, I will say hello before I turn off my starting soon screen. I will be like, hello, switch it, and then keep talking. Just to make sure my mic is on. Same thing with, like, BRB, even though I don't really use my BRB screen that often because I've never streamed for long lengths of time. So, it's... honestly... and Scuff makes it fun. Viewers are used to seeing Scuff, so they all start cheering or being like, yeah, Scuff, let's go! You can do fun things. I mean, heck, my model got scuffed and I turned it sideways and then flipped it upside down. You just make the best of what you got. Now, I sound like a hypocrite, because doing this 3 months ago, I would have had an anxiety attack, but doing it now, it's like, hey, whatever. It happens. Things happen, you can't change the past. Like, I started doing loops with my... I know, it was crazy. Hello, Shiro. Thank you for the hydrate. Let me do that. How are you doing, Shiro? What's up? Just finished work? Nice. It's always good to finish work. I mean, I don't have a job, but even when I'm doing other things, it's good to finish what I'm trying to do. Always gives you that nice feeling of relief. But yes, that is some advice. Feel free to throw questions in while I'm talking, because if I see a question, I'll probably finish up what I'm talking about and then go right to that next one. That way, it's like... because now I'm entered just chatting, so I don't have the gameplay to distract me if I don't know what to talk about. But that's because I feel like I can comfortably hold this chatting stream. I mean, I've been able to tell stories. Stories! Yes! Good point. Good thing that I brought that up. If you have stories, it is a good way, because social anxiety, a lot of people have it, a lot of people deal with it. It is very common. If you want to stream and you have social anxiety, and even if you don't, and you just don't know what to talk about on stream besides just the game, find stories. I'm not always good at this because I really don't leave my house that much, but recently I've been able to get better. You'll get better at finding stories to tell. Like what I did right there. The whole reason I'm going on this story rant is because I said the word stories, and I'm like, oh, cool, something new to talk about. You just pick up on words or things that you see or say, and it's like, hey, now I have more things I can do. Awesome, perfect, this works. And you work with words. Or you play, if you're really having trouble, play a variety game that has weird things. Like, I know some people play The Binding of Isaac. I've never played it. I don't have it. But Isaac has random items, like a hanger in the game. Just, you see an item that reminds you of something, be like, hey, story time. Because then you have something to talk about, and then you feel more comfortable because you're not straining to try to find something to talk about. And it's like, now I can share the hanger. I don't know anything about the hanger, so I just know that it's an item in the game. I just basically, I mean, essentially, and a lot of people are going to hate me, but taking things from games or random stories, like the hanger, prevents you from leaving just empty space or a cliffhanger on your stream. Like, because a lot of people, while silence is okay, do not get me wrong, if there is silence in your stream, do not fret, it is fine. Do not stress out about it. A lot of people like to try to fill up as much of the space in silence as they can. So, it's partly better when I have, like, right now, I have music playing. So if I'm at a break, or if I'm taking a drink, or if I need something, it's not silent. But most of the time, if I can find something to talk about, I'm going to talk. Hey, handsome, how you doing? But, so yeah, if you find story, even if it's just like a funny story about the day, like something happened and you thought it was funny, or like just an interesting thing that happened in the past, or just any random story you can just come up with. Honestly, yes, comfortable silence from time to time is great. On stream, it is a little different. A lot of times, silence on stream can make the viewers kind of be like, what? But, like I said, silence is in no means a problem. There are mute streamers. I started as a mute streamer, and I didn't play music on my stream, so the only audio you had was my game. But it's not all bad, but a lot of people like to interact, so they like to talk. And they don't like it when there's silence on their streams. So, and this was advice from one of my 5 inspirations on my debut side, Awaiting Aya. He was like, just find items and stories from things like Isaac, because he loves Isaac. He loves roguelike games. Like, just find items from games or stories that you could just tell. Like, when you're streaming, you don't have to be talking about what's happening on the game, on screen. If you want to play, like me, I'm playing Jump King, and I've been talking about streamer advice this whole stream. If you don't like what... Not even if you don't like. If you don't want to talk about the game, and you want to talk about anything else, talk about anything else. In fact, talking about other things while playing a game is a good thing sometimes, because narrating straight gameplay on some games just doesn't really work out that well. At least from what I've seen. Remember, don't take my advice as 100% the truth. I am just going off of my opinions from my experiences. There are plenty of other streamers out there, and even in my chat right now, that have different experiences and could offer different advice. But this is just what I know from what I've seen. And yeah, if there isn't a lot of game like Elden Ring, for example, it is a hectic game. It has a lot of deaths. It is really chaotic. But if you come down to a point where you cannot continue unless you start and grind, sitting there and trying to narrate your gameplay while grinding and just killing things over and over again just to try to level up isn't going to help. No one's going to want to... Well, not no one's going to want to. People are going to want to show up. But it might feel weird to the streamer if you are just trying to narrate the same thing over and over again, if you are killing the weakest enemies in the game, or weak enemies that you can, like, one-shot, two-shot, just trying to get experience or runes. Like, so if you have external stories that have nothing to do with the game you're playing, then while you play the game, they can enjoy the game, they can enjoy your stories. And if they have a lot of weird stuff that happens, like Skyrim, as you just brought up, it works. Like, story-based games. I'm not a fan of streaming story-based games because I'm bad at narrating text that's already put down. Like, if it's going to show a block of text, I'm not going to want to read it because I'm going to feel weird just trying to read that whole block of text. If it's audible text, I'll probably stop talking so that the text will play on for everyone else and they can hear it over without me talking over it. And if it's just non-audible, well then I really streaming it's kind of awkward because I don't really like, you know. Which is why a lot of times if I'm streaming something with non-audible text, I will read it and then I will skip it. You spawned outside of a town with a dragon that was dead with half of its body clipping through the town. Exactly! Weird things, weird stories, fun, just anything you can pull out of anything. Like, you pull something out of thin air and make it a story. Like how yesterday, speaking of pulling stories out of thin air, I got 2 random texts from people who were wrong number texting me. I don't normally get texts often unless it's my grandmother texting me saying dinner's ready, and she only does that because, well, since I play online, I stream online, I do everything online, I have headphones on. So she texts me just to say, hey, if I answer, I come up, cool. If I don't, then I'm probably streaming. But, so that's like the only text I ever get. Yesterday, I got 2 texts from random numbers looking for the wrong people. They're like, hey, is this person? I'm like, I don't know who this person is. And then they're like, hey, I don't know if this is still your number. I'm like, well, I can assure you it's not. It's not your number. Because I am not the person you are looking for. Like I said, I didn't think anything of it. Because, okay, wrong number text, things happen. But I turned it into a story because it was weird because I don't normally get texts and then 2 wrong number texts on the same day. It's like, what? They all go by 2. Those 2 people with you, the 2 bots texting you. Or the 2 people, yeah, then 2 bots. It just happens. It's just... that's how it works. I guess it just goes in 2s. Honestly, I found that very surprising. Like, when I saw the second bot show up, I thought it was going to be some sort of bot raid, and I was going to have to switch my chat mode up a little bit. Luckily, I didn't have to, but I thought it was going to be some form of bot raid, and then it stopped at just the 2, and I'm like, oh, okay, sure. That works. Oh, my emote wall is not visible. Okay, let's fix that. Next time emotes are put in, it should work now. I turned my emote wall off for debut on Just Chatting, and, well, Just Chatting, the last time I used the screen was on my debut, so I have never turned it back on. But we work now. There we go. See, I'm very forgetful. If I do something one stream, I will forget to undo it by the next. And that is what brings about scuff. Someone goes to pull an emote and it's like, where's my emote? Oh, it's not on. Like my sound alerts. I turned it off for debut so I could have debut without the sound alerts. And I forgot to put the browser source back. But in the end, streaming is really, you just gotta have fun with it. Like, with all the technical difficulties, all the feeling like you need to entertain people, just everything, in the end, if you're having fun, that is the only thing that really matters. If you're not having fun, find out why, find out how to have fun, and then you're golden. Hello, Zeno. How you doing? You've caught us at a VTuber advice section or streamer advice section, which was totally unplanned for today. Just been mid-game. I decided to start giving out advice based on some comments. And then I just completely went on rants and then forgot that I was playing a game entirely, so I decided to switch to just chatting. Because if I weren't on just chatting, I would just have my game character sitting still. Because I kept not playing the game, because I just was actively forgetting that there was even a game on my screen. And he's back to his feet now. Okay, you're gonna go AFK and take care of stuff and make dinner? Alright. Enjoy your dinner. Alright, tell me how to become Iron Mouse. Honestly, the only thing I can say to that, be yourself, do your thing. You'll just grow in time. Like, I know talking numbers isn't something everyone's comfortable with, so I apologize in advance, but like me, I did not expect to hit 200 followers today. Not on my life. I didn't even expect to hit affiliate within, like, a year of me starting streaming. So, honestly, you grow with time. And now, do not misinterpret what I am about to say, because a lot of people hate when others say growth is luck-based. It is, but it's not. You put in the work, you put in the time, you make the connections, you're gonna grow. But if you know the right people or end up connecting with some of the right people, you might grow a little bit faster. So to a point, it is luck-based, but there is a lot of hard work that goes into getting that luck. Like, a lot of people be like, wow, you grew so fast, how lucky. It's just like, yeah, they are lucky. But at the same time, you don't know how hard they worked behind the scenes. Or you don't know the stress or anxiety they went through trying to pull off something that they think people are going to enjoy. So, yes and no. VTubing and streaming in general, growth is luck, but growth is also hard work. It is a combination of both, that is for sure. You cannot just rely on one. Because you can put in a lot of work, and if you don't know the right people, or you don't have the right connections, or have the right places to promote yourself, like, you can work hella hard to make a good Twitch stream, but if you don't do anything, say, on, like, Twitter, or any other platform besides Twitch, you're not gonna get anywhere with it. Same thing with luck. You can't rely on luck alone. It doesn't work that way. 50-50 for sure. Athelstan is someone that produces good content, but he also streams with a lot. Exactly. Like that. He streams with a lot of big VTubers. So a lot of people from big VTubers decided, hey, let's go check him out. And he streams with the VTubers I like. Iron Mouse had averaged like 60 viewers for years. Exactly. You can get to a point, and that is another big thing. Do not look into growth as a consistent. Like, I have slowed down. When I first hit affiliate, I jumped from like 30 to 150. It has taken me... it was a big jump, don't get me wrong, and I'm very appreciative of all of it. But I have slowed down, and that is okay. I just got a lucky boost. I met the right people, and my name got spread around a bit. So people came, said, hey, let's check them out. And that can happen to anyone. You just gotta... I've been a VTuber for, like, I believe 4 months now. But it's just like I'm saying, I have slowed down, and that's okay. You shouldn't... if you get a burst, a random burst, you shouldn't expect it to keep growing at that rate. Eventually, you will slow down for a little bit. Honestly, I'm surprised I hit 200 today, but I made it a goal to hit 200 by the end of the month because I was 10 away a couple days ago. So I'm like, I can probably do it. It's not a huge growth bit like I had when I first hit affiliate, but I think it's manageable. It was 10 followers, 7 days. I thought I could do it. I tried, and if you put in the work, you pull through. Like I said, this is the first stream where I've been able to confidently talk in a constant stream like this without going silent for a good couple seconds. Like, I don't know how I've done it today, but I'm just... eventually, you get used to it. You learn. And you take what you learn and you just put it to good use. I've gotten comfortable with people who hang out. I mean, a lot of people think it's easy. And with the basic thing that I've been saying this whole time, as long as you're having fun, you're doing all right. Yes, one could look at it and say, oh yeah, it's easy, you just have to have fun. But it's really... there's a lot of work that goes into it. Yes, it is fun, but it is not easy. You can't just open up Twitch, say, I'm going to create a channel, I'm going to become a VTuber, and I'm going to be famous. It's not going to happen. And if you think that way, well, I hate to break it to you, but you might want to rethink your career choice. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes work. Eventually, if you put in the work, you can get there. But you can't expect to get there fast. And you can't expect... like... and the biggest thing is... about growth. I'll tell a story. And please, if anyone is uncomfortable with number talk, just let me know and I will stop. But around my affiliate bomb, my burst. So when I started streaming, I had a friend who was getting ready to start VTubing. They had the right connections. They flew past me. They didn't have the social anxiety. They didn't have well, social anxiety is the fun thing. They were okay with talking. They had the right connections. They were confident in what they were doing. They flew past me. They hit affiliate within like a week or two, and then they just continued to blow up. Today, I'm back in the lead. Growth isn't... it's not something you can just... like, oh, you're ahead of me, so you're gonna stay ahead of me. I kept streaming. I outreached more people. I started talking to more people. They slowed down a little bit. Life things happen. Don't hate them for it. I'm not saying, hey, ahaha, I'm in the lead. I'm just saying, they slowed down a bit. I passed again. But that's a big thing, is you can't expect your numbers to stay consistent. Like, if you're behind someone, you can work towards getting to them. Cool, good thing. Don't expect to stay behind them, but don't expect to get ahead of them. Because it can go either way. And that works in the reverse. Don't get too confident. If someone is behind you, and they like shoot up and pass you, do not let that put you down. Do not let that say you're doing something wrong. They just put in a different amount of work or met different people. Because not everyone can know everyone. Well, to a point. We know a lot of the same people, but we know different people. Like someone over here in chat that I've just missed calling me a hard worker. Thank you, Carls. Carls was a big one. I think Carls put my name out there on Twitter like 5 times. To the point where I'm like, I don't even know how to feel every time I see you doing it. She's just so supportive. You meet different people, and it just all happens at everyone's own pace. If someone is rapidly growing, do not let it put you down. Exactly. Not healthy competition. I don't like the word competition. Because a lot of people say, don't compare yourself to others. And don't put yourself down because of comparing yourself to others. Yes. But I cannot agree with anyone who says don't compare yourself. Because it is healthy to a point to compare yourself to others. If you let it motivate you to do better. If you let it motivate you to put in more work, to grow more. That is okay. If you're going to let comparing yourself to someone slightly larger motivate you to move forward, then go ahead, compare yourself. But do not start getting negative about it. Do not think you're doing something wrong. Do not take it out on them. Do not let jealousy... Jealousy... That's a different topic. Jealousy is if it comes up a bit. You can get a little jealous, like, oh, they grew fast, yeah. But don't kind of just basically push it away. It's like, I'm happy for you. I'm moving at my own pace as well. And then the jealousy pretty much will go away. Just, you have to have it in a right mindset. If it'll help you move forward with your career or your hobby or your VTubing or streaming, it's fine. If not, then you just try not to compare at all. If it's going to go negative. Because the minute you start looking at it negatively, that's when everything goes downhill. And I know, because I started like that. I saw someone someone I looked up to, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm ever going to reach that point. And I started to lose my motivation, and I'm like, nope, I gotta just keep doing it myself. I'll get there eventually. I will move forward. And like I said, I hit 200 today and beat my goal of hitting it before May. So, it's something everyone has to learn how to cope is the wrong word. Everyone has to learn how to deal with it on their own for a sense. Like, because jealousy is a human emotion. It's kind of hard sometimes to just ignore it. But you have to learn how to do things to twist it into motivation instead of make it a weight. But yeah, numbers are not consistent. Just because you're close to someone one day doesn't mean you won't be far ahead or far behind a couple weeks. Like, things happen. And that's why when people say, oh, you shouldn't be saying growth is about luck. You shouldn't be saying it's all luck. And I'm like, no, you're right. It's not all luck. But there is a good portion of it that is luck. And if you meet the right people or get the luck, like Kikai, he hit affiliate within a week of streaming because he had already known the right people before he started streaming. I'm like, oh wow, you caught up to me pretty fast, or you got affiliate real fast, but I'm not upset. I have no ill will towards him. Like, he's still one of my closest friends. Like, I'm not angry with him for hitting up in a week what I couldn't do in 3 months. Like, he worked hard. He put in the effort. He met the right people. It doesn't matter to me. Like, everyone changes, things happen, and you can't really just avoid it. Things are going to happen. Some people are naturally going to progress. Not do better, just naturally progress a little faster. And then you don't know. All of a sudden they might slow down and you'll progress back. Part of success is hard work and the other part is life. Exactly. Knowing at the right people, being at the right place in the right time. a lot of factors go into growth, and this, like you said, Moon, goes out of streaming as well into literally everything to be successful in life. It literally goes everywhere. Finding opportunities, just doing things, and being in the right places. So, in the end, it's really just a big, hey, as long as you're comfortable with what you do, and as long as I'm comfortable with what I do, let us go at our own paces. Exactly, Giju. I'd rather be happy for others' growth than be envious or upset. Because when envy and sadness comes in, or being upset, that's when you feel this extra weight to grow faster. And trying to grow faster is when you stress out, and then you lose motivation. And ultimately, that stress of wanting to grow faster or feeling other people grow around them is what can lead a lot of smaller people to stop or essentially graduate. Just say, I'm done streaming. Is because they want to grow and they're getting jealous or envious or upset when they see people around them grow faster. And then they let that put them down. And when they're put down, they don't think they can do it anymore. So they stop. It's easier to give in to bad emotions than good. That is very true. It is way easier to give in to negative emotions. But it is more rewarding to give in to the positive ones. I do understand that. It's... Exactly. It is more pressure to think you have to catch up. And this falls back onto my story with the one friend of mine who passed me, who I'm ahead now. I saw him go way ahead of me, and he started after me. I'm like, jeez, I have to catch up to him. Like, holy crap, he went so fast. And I started to lose my motivation. And then I'm like, you know what? No, I don't care. It's not that I don't care. I'm happy for his numbers. It's not that I don't care. I'm not going to let his numbers determine my speed. I'm going to let what I want to do determine my speed. And sure enough, I stopped focusing on his numbers and catching up, per se. And yeah, I'm in my own spot, and he slowed down. And now I'm, quote, caught up, for lack of better terms. And that's also the big thing, is it's time. He streamed more than me. Aside from having better connections than I had, he streamed more than me. He stopped streaming. He slowed down. He started streaming less and less. I started streaming more and more. So naturally, I'm going to grow a little bit faster because I'm actually streaming, whereas he is not. And that is the big thing people don't understand. It's like, how did you grow so fast? Let's see. If you stream 3 days a week for 2 hours a day, which is what I was trying to do, cool. He was streaming almost every day for a good 3 to 4 hours. Like, he's got more time to stream. He was streaming for more time, so he's had more time to bring in viewers. So, in the end, the only thing... Your cousin is getting more views and follows, and I was the one who taught him and advised him. Exactly. Yes, I just stream on Twitch. I'm active on Twitter. I upload my VODs to a YouTube channel, and I upload a VODs channel, and I upload, like, clips and highlights or things that I find to a YouTube. I really haven't gone public with them because I'm not really active on them yet, but I don't stream anywhere else but Twitch. Like, I'm active on multiple platforms, or do have stuff on multiple platforms, but I don't stream unless I'm on Twitch. I've stuck mainly to Twitch with that. And that's another thing right there. If people do both things like Twitch and YouTube or TikTok, they're going to grow faster than people who only really use Twitter and Twitch. Everyone has their different factors. There are too many factors that go into growth that, make it impossible to try to compare yourself negatively. Like, a lot of people do, but they really shouldn't, because there are way too many factors. What you see all you see when you're comparing yourself is their numbers are bigger than mine and how long they've been streaming. What you don't see is who they know. Like, one of his VTuber siblings has a couple thousand followers. So, I didn't even have a VTuber sibling at that time, because I didn't have a model. Like, a rigged model. I had my PNG that's right here in the bottom corner. That's all I had. I didn't have a VTuber sibling. So, his VTuber sibling raids him a couple times, and like I said, having a couple thousand followers, you don't see that stuff when you're comparing, though. Like, when you're trying to compare yourself to others, the negative emotion will look at the very base information. He streamed more. He had better connections. He was more confident in himself in his talking. Like, I wasn't active on social media yet then. Like, I didn't really use my Twitter at that point. And I know I'm referencing this story a lot, but it's really important because I know what it's like to lose motivation or almost feel like you aren't good enough because you're comparing yourself. Which is also part of the reason I said earlier, if you can, hide your viewer count. If you can make it so you can't see how many viewers are on your stream, you're doing something right, because then you won't be worried about doing something right to attract people because you don't know how many people are already there. It could be 5, it could be 15, it could be 20. Like, you don't know. And having that makes it so, okay, whatever. There are people here. Whether there are or not, you're just streaming to stream. You stream to have fun. And if you're not having fun, then you need to change something or stop streaming. Because if you're not having fun, then neither is your audience. And I can assure you of that. Because as much as people like to deny it, viewers are really, really good at picking up on emotion. Even with a VTuber model hiding your active face and everything, just by hearing you, they can tell if you're enjoying yourself or not. I guess when you're beginning, you might have this fear that no one's going to just show up and you're just going to ramp. Yes! That is true. And chances are, for your first couple streams, there are times where you might have nobody show up. But that's because you just started. You can't expect to have even 5 viewers on your first ever stream. And welcome back, Nexus. But you can't like, it happens that you'll have a couple usually, at least on your first stream, if you know people. But if you just start streaming out of nowhere, then chances are your first couple streams, if you're not actively, like, putting your name out there, are gonna have no one or, like, 1 or 2. And that is perfectly fine. That 1 or 2 makes all the difference. And even the 0. You're getting used to streaming. Even if no one's there, you're getting yourself used to the whole concept of streaming and the whole concept of just doing things for people. You know? It's like, alright, nobody's here, but I'm getting used to it. Even if I'm talking to no one, I'm getting used to talking on stream. Like me. Like, the chat has slowed down a little bit, and I've just been rambling on to myself, basically. Well, you guys are hearing it, but I'm just rambling, and I'll respond if someone sends a message, but doing this kind of thing when you have 0 gets you used to having low. Because the fact that you went live is an accomplishment. There are so many people that fail streaming at that point because they are too scared to go live. So the fact that you can go live even if you have like 0 viewers is an accomplishment in itself. Because you're getting used to it. You have the confidence to stream, and now you're getting used to being able to talk or do things or interact. But that's because a lot of people, and this hurts a lot of smaller streamers, inactive chat. And no, I am not saying you need to chat. I am not saying that if you're going to be in someone's stream, you should chat instead of lurk. Lurkers are perfectly fine. If you want to lurk and don't want to say anything, go for it. And in fact, don't force yourself to say anything, because you're still there and you're still offering your support, and that's what anyone could ask for. If no one's chatting, that's what the talking with like 0 viewers does. You're getting used to talking to an empty chat, because even once you start getting viewers, you aren't gonna have an active chat. Even me, sometimes I don't always have a crazy active chat. So you just learn to talk with what you do got. Exactly. And there are people who lurk in multiple streams, so they can't always be focused on chatting in one. So you just get used to chatting to silence, and then once you're used to talking to yourself, it kind of just goes on from there. And then eventually people will start being active more, but there are always points in time where there are inactive chat. Even in some of the larger streamers, like I have a friend with over a K, and her chat isn't always active. So she just talks. You shouldn't try to force people to chat. The best thing you can do if you have an inactive chat, instead of trying to get people to chat, is get used to talking to no one. Because there are times a lot of people are listening to you, they just aren't saying anything, or they just don't want to say anything, or can't. So they're just listening to you and enjoying you talking. You can go silent. Silence isn't a bad thing. But some people do lurk, and they aren't chatting, and it is okay. And if you can learn, like right now, I have just been rambling to myself on and on. And I know my chat is moving, but I'm just going on and on because I'm getting used to talking to myself. Exactly. Talk as if you have 100 or more people watching you. Like, just don't... Yeah, it doesn't matter. If there's people watching, cool. If there's not, there isn't. And that whole thing about getting used to talking, even if no one's chatting, yes, chat does help guide stream. If someone's talking to you, it gives you things to talk about. But not always, or sometimes conversations come to a drop. So that falls back into have stories ready. Have information that happened to you, or things that you plan to do, or whatever. Have that kind of thing come up whenever you have those moments of, I don't know what to say. It's just, okay, you don't know what to say. That's right. Well, just pull up one of your random stories, because if people are interested in your stories, cool. You got a story, you got yourself talking, and if someone really likes the story, they might start talking about it, and now you have another conversation. So it just, really, it comes down to having fun, making sure you're comfortable, and if you want to talk, learn to talk. Just talk. Don't, and it is easier said than done, don't get me wrong. I have mentioned multiple times today my social anxiety, but in the end, eventually you'll just get used to, and don't expect to be perfect at the beginning. And growing up feeling like I had to be perfect, this was a hard one for me. Don't expect to be perfect. You are going to make mistakes. And I'm not even talking about scuff and technical difficulties. You are going to make mistakes. Like going silent when you don't want to be silent, or not being able to talk because you don't know what to talk about. Don't expect to be perfect. Because nobody's perfect, for one. For two, you're just starting. Exactly, you talk to work and it's still torturously hard. Talking is hard. Like, in anything you do, talking is hard. So it's just like, when you're on stream and you're the only one talking, it just gets a little bit harder. So but you're gonna make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Yeah, you gotta learn how to do a lot of... You got to learn, and you will learn, but don't expect to get it all in the beginning. Exactly, and that happens too, Nexus. Like, you forget you're streaming because you just get into the game or don't know what to talk about, so you kind of go silent a little. I've seen it happen. It's normal. And when I was playing rhythm games, it's not that it happened for me. I was more focused on the rhythm, but you go silent. You don't remember what you're doing. Then again, rhythm games are its own thing, but point still stands. You are going to make mistakes. And there are going to be times where mistakes happen. And if you're live already when the mistake happens, well, there's really not much you can do to fix it. So you just got to learn to move on and live with it. I mean, again, it's easier said than done. But eventually you will get used to it as long as you have the mindset that I'm not going to be perfect. I will learn as I go. And I've sort of adopted that mindset as I started to grow, because when I started, I didn't think I was going to grow because I knew I wasn't perfect. I knew I wasn't doing all the things right, so I'm like, okay, I'm not doing things right. Why do people show up? But I started to grow, and slowly it's like, you're right. I'm not doing everything right. And you're right, I'm not perfect. But you know what I am doing? I am having fun. I am comfortable. I am interacting with friends and community that I love to interact with. I am absolutely delighted to talk to everyone that I talk to. And I'm learning. You're always learning. Even if you can get to like a couple thousand viewers during a stream, you're still going to end up learning new things. You never stop learning. So nobody is perfect. Even our big ones like VShojo, Niji Shanji, they aren't perfect. They have just had the time and experience to learn. I've been streaming for 4 months. I can't expect to be like one of them. I mean, I don't really expect to much anyway. If it happens, it happens. That's not my main goal. But you know what I'm saying? It's just you learn as you go. And honestly, this whole conversation feels kind of weird right now because I know there are streamers in here who have had different experiences, or some who have been streaming longer than me, and it's like, I hope I'm saying this right. But like I said, I'm going from my experiences and my opinions from what I've learned as I've streamed. Because over time, you stream, you pick up things, you learn, and everyone has a different experience. Like, it may be different from some of the streamers in chat right now, everything I'm saying, but it's what I've experienced, and it's how I grow. And I'd say I'm doing pretty well for myself, considering everything that I've been through and experienced, and anxiety, and feeling like I was doing things wrong. So it doesn't make... You're going to. And this is the important thing for anyone who's listening to my advice, and if you start taking it and streaming, you're going to have a different experience than me. It's not going to be exactly the same, but that doesn't mean you can't take bits and pieces of it to help you. Everyone experiences it differently, but everyone branches off of each other for help because everyone's supportive of each other. And like Nexus just said, they've been streaming for a year and a half. I've been streaming for 4 months. It's a pretty big number gap in time, but completely different experiences, yet we've got a lot of the same views on things. Everyone branches off of everyone for help. You shouldn't, try to get other people. That's not what I'm saying. But if someone comes and offers you support or help, or if you know them, just like, hey, do you have time to maybe give me advice on how to do something? Sure. Most people I've met in the VTuber community are more than willing to help you, more than willing to, give you some tips if you're curious, especially if you're never streamed or never done any of this before, and then you just kind of want to start for the first time. It's like, yeah, I can help you. I can share with you what I know and from my experiences. Everyone is happy to see new VTubers and new streamers rise. And like I said, I'm more than happy to help. when didn't see the time. It's 2 a.m. already. Alright. It's fine. We have been streaming for almost 4 hours now, so I'm probably gonna wrap it up here soon anyway. Honestly, I didn't realize it. I think we stopped playing Jump King at like 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, 2.5. And just switched. No, I think it was like 2.5, 2:45. So we've been done almost an hour of just pure chatting, which is honestly surprising to me since I don't just chatting often. Like I said, my only other just chatting was my anxious debut. Stream was such a nice thanks for everything. It was interesting to see your views. No problem. I'm... Oh boy, 3 a.m. But yeah, no problem. I'm definitely happy to share my views. I'm happy to give advice. I'm happy to, if anyone ever has questions about it, if you don't have my Discord and can't find me there, you can always try to message me on Twitter. I'm happy to give anyone help when I can. Like, I don't know a lot. I haven't been around for long, but I think I have a general basis, and I think I'm doing fairly decent for myself, considering I don't know all the answers, and I don't have all the info. But have a good rest. Have a good night, Moon. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so I guess my main points after all of this are probably make sure you're comfortable and prioritize your comfort over everyone else. Make sure you're having fun, because if you're not having fun, nobody else is going to have fun. Don't let other people's growth or lack of either make you cocky or bring you down. Just focus on supporting others, focus on being happy for them, and focus on yourself. Focus on what you can do to improve, or let it motivate you to do more. Good night. And in the end, if you're having fun and you just kind of... And I'm not going to say don't go for growth, because growth is nice. It's an outreach. But just be friendly. Be a nice person. Generally, just talk to people, interact with people. And eventually, it just comes naturally. Like I said, I've been streaming for 4 months. Does it feel like I've been streaming for 4 months? Not in hell. Like, every time I see how long I've been streaming, I get more and more surprised. Like, time has flown. It's crazy to believe that I've, like, been streaming this long and done this much. Considering the anxious, no mute, or no mic streamer that was scared to even do anything 4 months ago, to a big advice session, a whole advice stream, impromptu, just kind of out of nowhere. Like, it's amazing. And that is probably what I'm gonna end it off on. As much, and this happens for a lot of reasons. Mine, personally, it's listening to my own voice. But do recap on the things you've done. Like, when I was having a really bad day, I went and talked with one of my friends, and in the middle of the conversation, we ended up recapping where I've came from and how I started. I started on my phone because I didn't even have a proper laptop to stream, nonetheless a PC. Then I got my laptop, still was no mic, still was no model, was hella anxious, didn't want to do anything. Eventually, I started doing my mic. I started speaking a bit. I was still anxious, stuttering. There were a lot of silent bits. It was just kind of... I don't know how to speak really well. And I'm not sure if people enjoy me. And eventually, I got a model. I got my PNG. I got the rigged model. I debuted. And here we are now. Look back at where you started. because then you will actually be forced to notice your progression, and it'll make you feel good and make you feel like you're doing it right. Because things have changed. You notice the little bits and differences. I'm sure there are some of you here that have experienced the same thing if you've looked back at it and seen how far you've come. How I went from a no cam, no mic to having a rigged model, and I'm speaking. Not that my rigged model's being friendly right now, but just if you can look at your progress from the beginning and work up, you can see how far you've come. And being able to notice how far you've come makes you feel really good about yourself. At least it has for me. Like, I started to calm down that day the minute I looked at it, and I was like, I know I sometimes feel like I'm not entertaining, but I have to look how far I've come. Oh, you were an IRL cam, or an IRL streamer. I see. Yeah, and given new things. I know a lot of people who went from IRL streams to VTubing, and some mix both. You look at how far you've come, and it's just like, it's amazing. You're doing well, and anyone, if you put your mind to it and you can motivate yourself to keep moving forward, you can do it. Anyone who wants to do it can do it. It's not easy, but it's not hard. It's not hard to start up. It's not hard to get yourself set up. And it's really fun, and if you really enjoy it, then you can have a great time and do great things. Like, everyone has the possibility to do it. They just have to put their mind to it, and eventually it just happens. Like, I thought it was interesting, so I'm like, okay, why not do it? I mean, I have social anxiety, but I guess streaming I can try to talk since no one can see me. And didn't go well at first. I'm like, nah, I don't want to talk, but here I am. I've probably been non-stop talking without a silent break for probably a good 30-45 minutes now. And that's exactly what I'm saying. It's, don't let the stress. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh no. I ran out of water. I will hydrate as soon as stream is ending, because I am getting ready to end it here. But I have just run out of water, because I was occasionally drinking on the side. But in the end, yeah, just... yeah, I probably do need it. But if you put your mind to it, and you don't let the stress and things demotivate you, and you don't let other people and their growth, and if you don't focus on the negatives, you can get to do pretty well and be pretty happy with it if this is what you want to do. If you just like to stream and like to VTube. And yeah, that's kind of what I got tonight. It's definitely been a fun one. I wasn't expecting a random VTuber streamer life advice stream, but I enjoyed every bit of it, and that'll be my final thing since I've just brought it up. Don't strictly force yourself to flow on schedule. If you notice things changing, things change. Like, people switch games midstream, people switch topics midstream. I switched to this just chatting because I kept forgetting that I was even playing a game. So, it just add a little twist. Just go with the flow. It's fun to change thighs midstream. Yeah, let me just take this thigh off and put on another one. Alright, well, with that, I think it's time to find a raid. I hope everybody has enjoyed. I certainly enjoyed, and I was talking a lot more than I'm used to, so I am definitely feeling very good tonight. And thank you everyone for stopping by. I will probably try to plan something special. Maybe. I'm bad at planning special things. If anyone has ideas, let me know, because I hit 200 today. And I am honestly not sure what to do for it. Alright. Who do we want to raid today? Ah, here's a stream I haven't been to in a while. My friend Pontoko, she's playing Dead Space. Why don't we go and check her out? So let me, this is our raid message. If you are not subbed, we do have a raid message without, or you could use channel points to unlock the emotes. I don't know if I have to choose an emote though, so that might just give you a random one. And /raid Pontoko de Leche. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoy. There's my Discord if you want to come hang out. It is 18 plus, as is most of the things I have, if not all of them. And have a good one.